Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Good morning. Let's see here. We have got Crazy Ed. Good morning, Crazy Ed. Good morning, Broke Cowgirl. Good morning, Lisa Colovi. And Lisa, really, I know you're busy. You don't have to do links. I know you do Friday night. So we're just gonna good morning, Lynette, excuse me, at Coffee Angel Crafts. I'm still waking up. And good morning, E3 Farmstead. And so what we are going to do is we are going to interview Country Mama Musings this morning, and we're going to bring her on, and then we'll open it up after she comes on for whoever wants to come up. I hope that sounds like a good plan for you guys. So let me bring her up, and I want you guys to give her a warm welcome for Country Mama Musings. I'm sure, let's see, the folks that are in here, I'm sure you're familiar with her. But for folks who aren't, she just hit 500 subscribers, and she has an amazing channel. And so I'm going to bring her up, and we're going to interview her. Good morning, Jackie Saylor. Good morning, Outdoors with Big Matt. And here she is. The one, the only, the beautiful Country Mama Musings, who smokes a pipe, apparently.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this fine opportunity for my first interview on YouTube.
Good morning, Rolling with Raquel. Yeah, no problem at all. I do it all the time myself. Good morning, Grilling and Chilling with Mojo. So yeah, so if you guys have not seen Country Mama Musings, you're missing out.
Papa Jim is going to absolutely throttle me with 50 lashes with a wet noodle for playing with his pipe. But I thought it'd be a really fun intro for us.
I like it. You really got it. The vegetarian is over there smoking a pipe.
Well, it is a vegan blend of tobacco.
Okay, are you vegan or vegetarian?
I'm vegan-ish.
That's right, because you do eat eggs.
I will eat eggs. Anytime I go into the hospital, it's funny because they put up on my little thing in the little wipe-off board in the hospital in your room, they put vegan-ish. They try to really push the beef broth or the chicken broth, and I won't have it, or the Jell-O. But fix me a good egg salad sandwich, I'm good to go.
No worries, Troy. No worries at all. Hello, Jackie Saylor, Mama V, Tiny Tim Posey.
Troy's not going to come on later and give us some muscles.
I've
been watching the bromance between him and Eric, and kind of sets
total
my
bromance. I want to see if I missed anybody. I think I got everybody. Hello, Daz. Oh, Daz, just take care of your headache. Really, no worries.
You can see this mug anytime.
And Lisa Colovi, she's so amazing. She's still posting links, and I told her to relax.
Just relax. Enjoy the day.
She is awesome. Awesome. So I'm just going to pull up my questions.
There's questions?
Yeah.
I'm totally unprepared. Wait, let me look at my copy. Just kidding.
So
this is winging it. We're winging it.
Similar questions to what I asked Bland's, just because it gives me a guideline. Otherwise, I'll be all over the place. So
you're going to ask me how I got that maggot in my beard?
No.
Okay.
You don't have a beard, so you're good. Eric, I'll ask.
A little one right here. It's like all
that
my
one
hair
stray
fell
one.
Out. There's 5. Chemo, everything fell out. When it grew back here. I don't know what happened. Oh, look, you've got your really cool mug.
I do. I've got my
wifey.
Yours says wifey. I've got my Yogi Hollow Farm mug available in the merch store until October 9th for 50% off.
For 50% off?
Yep. I did a 50% off sale because we have had some amazing, we have some amazing subscribers, and a lot of folks didn't miss the giveaway, and so I wanted to give them something to be able to get.
I've been looking to get one. I'm going to have to get me one.
There you go. I was
waiting for your shirts to come out with your logo not on the rectangle.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm so slow. I'm hoping to get to it.
There's just not enough hours in the day, is there?
There is not enough hours in a day. I don't know where the time goes. Probably because I'm sucked into YouTube.
I look around right now, it's like my floor needs to be swept and mopped, and I'm behind on laundry, but I'm on YouTube
Yeah,
all day,
me too.
every day.
Me too. Ryan says, you have more time now. What happened? And I'm like, I'm on YouTube.
That's it. This is my life now. All right.
So,
Hot round.
tell us about yourself, some things that maybe people don't know, because I think the folks on here know you. So what are some things you might want to share?
Some things you don't know about me is I haven't always lived the rural life, the homestead life here on the farm. For 28 years, we did live in California, and it took me that long to convince my husband to move to Iowa again. And we just found this little farm, and we've been rescuing animals and enjoying our time here and really enjoying not living in the rat race anymore. When we did live in the rat race, some of you may not realize or even believe based on what's presented to you today, but I used to do beauty pageants. I used to do the whole, elbow, elbow, wrist, 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 wipe a tear, blow a kiss. It was a very big part of my life for a long time, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I met a lot of interesting people. We have 4 sons and oodles and oodles of grandbabies everywhere. And I have always been known as a storyteller, one full of shenanigans. And usually, if there is trouble to be found, you will find it with me.
That
That's
is
me in a
true.
nutshell.
That is true. So I'm glad you said that, because, talked about yourself, because Jackie Saylor was saying, I don't know either of you well since I just started watching you both this weekend. So
Welcome, Jackie. I know I've seen you pop up on some of my videos lately, and we've started conversing back and forth. That's wonderful. Thank you. Fast-paced life in LA. We were just outside of LA above San Diego. We were in what was called the Inland Empire. And it was a very fast-paced life. I have people who come out to visit here on the farm, and they are in that go, 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 go mood and mode. And I will get in the car and we'll be behind a tractor, and they're like, just go, pass it. I can't take it. He's like, relax. You need to decompress. You are not in California anymore.
yep.
Just relax. And it's so difficult for them. And unfortunately, about the time that I get them to decompress, they have to go
Hi,
back to
Modest.
their lifestyle. Good
Yep.
morning.
Good morning, Modest. Good morning, Gagne Farms. That's awesome. This is driving me crazy. I've taken this pajama thing to a whole new level.
I almost wore my pajamas and I thought, no,
Oh, I wore mine because,
I will be presentable for Miss Lisa this morning.
well, you done good, because it's eight
I'm not
o'clock.
wearing pants, but
Welcome to the world of that, right?
this.
Yeah, the big V,
There we go.
the big CV. Morning Vision Acres. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your farm and what animals you have and stuff?
Okay, well, we live on more or less 5 acres. It is a little farm that we happened upon when my sister said, hey, I think there's a farm that's been abandoned around the corner from me. And from the moment we pulled in the driveway, I thought, this is it. This is our farm. So it had obviously been abandoned. We peek in the windows and you know that there's issues, and the weeds were so high we could barely look in the barn. But we met with the owners. We found out who the owners were, and we asked them if they would rent this farm to us. And they said, no, they weren't interested in renting. And my heart just kind of sank. But they said, but we'll sell it to you on contract, which is purchased just from the owner. No banks are involved. And I had saved up $1,000 to find a farm to purchase on contract. And when they said they would sell it to us, we asked how much they wanted for a down payment, and it was $1,000. So we were
Wow.
able to pick up this farm. It's on a farm to market road. So even on days where we're on day 8 of a blizzard, we will finally get the roads plowed. So we're pretty remote. So some of our animals, when we first moved here, the very first year we were here, I believe in that first year we rescued 57 and a half animals.
Wow.
And you're asking, what is the half? We actually rescued a little mini pony who had been horribly abused. She was in a sale pen at an auction, and she was pregnant, and they couldn't even get $10 for her because she was
Oh,
just in such sad shape. So I didn't have a horse trailer with me. I didn't have any way to get her home, but my hand went up. My sister said, "What are you doing?" I can't let her go to the kill pen. If she
yep.
wouldn't have sold, she would have gone to the kill pen where they put all of the horses that won't sell, and eventually they'll go end up being dog food. So I brought her home. So that was the little baby was the half, and something happened. She never did. I don't know if she miscarried and we just never found the evidence of it. She bagged up. She had milk. The vet verified she was pregnant, but we never got a baby. So
Mhm.
that was my little half. But 57 and a half animals the first year we were here. We
Wow.
consider ourselves a little bit of a sanctuary. Whatever we bring here comes here to live out their life until they die naturally. Nothing is ever processed or butchered or put down for any reason other than to help them go over that rainbow bridge if they're at the end of their life. So that's what we do. We find things that need love that are unloved and unwelcomed, and they come here and they live here on our farm.
Nice.
So we currently just have one of our little donkeys. I say he's our baby donkey, but he's 7 years old now. He's a miniature donkey.
Uh-huh.
He was born here on the farm because we did get some donkeys that were pregnant. And we have a potbelly pig who's been here with us for 7 years since he was a baby. He was going to be abandoned. He was a product of inbreeding, so he has some health issues. And somebody said, "Come get this pig, or I'm just going to dump it off over at a hog site and hope somebody takes care of it," which
And
they
that's
wouldn't have.
Mr. Pigglesworth?
Sir Oreo Pigglesworth the third.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
don't apologize. He just goes by Pigglesworth. So yeah, we brought him here. He's been here 7 years, and we just love him to death. When he first moved here, when we first brought him home, he slept in the bed with us. He lived inside the house, and he was potty trained, and he would do his little piggy zoomies all around the house. And but potbelly pigs are meant to be potbelly pigs. They're there to lead the life of a pig. So
Yep.
we didn't keep him inside. We put him out with the chickens. He's one of the Coop kids now, living his best life under the apple tree.
I think he's the cutest thing ever.
I love him, even though
Mhm.
he's very dangerous because he has these big tusks. I don't
Yeah.
get too close to him. He's pigs have very poor eyesight, and he has a very big forehead that kind of hangs down over his eyes. So if you startle him, he doesn't know. And so I don't startle him because he has those huge tusks and he might inadvertently get me. So I keep my distance and I let
Yep.
him know that I love him and I give him his treats, and he's a good piggy.
He is a good piggy. I think he's adorable. I really like him. And yeah, the whole tusk thing. Sherman hasn't, I'm getting an echo all of a sudden. Sherman hasn't developed his yet. So I don't know if some people break them off for safety. And we would probably do that too because I know they're razor sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Just for safety because we go in there. But I don't know. I have to look more into it. I don't know if that was done already or if they will develop over time. Like when did he get those tusks?
Oh gosh, he was just a couple, 2, 3 years old when we first started noticing his first set come in. And
Okay.
he will actually break them off and we'll find rounded tusks in the chicken yard or in the coop, and then he'll grow again. So
Okay.
yeah, so I think he's on his second set right now. I've got a really neat tusk that I found when I was cleaning out the garage to make it into my summer kitchen. I found one of his big teeth.
Oh wow.
But they are sharp. I know he could do a lot of damage if he got a hold of me.
Yeah, they'll slice your leg open is from my understanding.
Yeah.
Ryan was telling me about it. Hey Charlene Heel. And Gail came in and Modest. Hello, hello, good
Hey, everybody.
morning. Um, so tell us about your channel and like because you just hit
I
500.
did. Thanks to a
Congratulations.
lot of your prompting and help. I appreciate it so much.
You don't need any
You're a
prompting, girl.
gem. You're a gem.
Well, so
My
are you.
channel, for years, my third boy, who is very much into computers, he kept saying, Mom, you've got to start a YouTube channel as soon as we got this farm. He said, you got to start one. And I did put a couple of videos up in the early days of that pregnant pony that we rescued and some ducks that we had in the backyard that, everybody gets little ducks or chickens for their little ones at Easter time. And then they realize they're not a toy and they need some place to go. So they come here. And I just had those couple of videos up and then I just kind of let it go. And he came out for a visit in 2017, I think it was. And he brought me this laptop that I'm speaking to you. And he goes, Mom, I'm giving you everything you need to start a channel. You need to do it. He'd walk around the kitchen and point out, see, this should be on your channel. This should be on your channel. You should do this. And I just kind of let it go. But just something, I don't know if it was because the beginning of the pandemic that I just found that I had more time, that I was more isolated than before. I thought, I'm just going to branch out and do this. Mm-hmm. So I named my channel. And I started putting just random things up, which were horrible in the beginning. My other son would call me and he'd say, Mom, nobody wants to see that. You got to take that one down. Nobody wants to see it. But I started trying to figure out who I was, what people would want to see, try to brand myself a little bit. And it was really difficult for me to hone in on one thing. And I was really starting off the channel wanting to I have all kinds of little vintage cookbooks from communities, like when the Women's League of the church gets together and they put their cookbook together and they sell it. I've got a bunch of those. I have one that my mother bought me when I was about 10.
That's
from
awesome.
The community I lived in. I thought, I'm just going to do all of these vintage recipes. So I started out, once a week doing a recipe out of these vintage books. And it's like, but I've got so many other things to do. And that's kind of when I kind of got the musings part in there. I've always been known as a storyteller. I've always been known as the person that just can't shut up. And so I thought I could tell stories. I can do this. I can do that. And I don't have to just box myself into one thing. So That's what you'll get on my channel. Someday you'll just get a story. Someday you'll get something we've done here on the farm. I just did a video on one of our recent trips out of town here at this really unique little art conclave. Some man just collects random stuff and turns it into art.
That's awesome.
So I interviewed him and just did fun things. So anything I can find that I think is interesting to share, I'll put it out on the channel and, like it or lump it. It's important to me.
Excuse me. Diesel's sitting here right next to me, but he's quiet. Thank God. Good morning, homesteading pastor. Good morning, Michael at the Green Acre. Good morning, Garden State Gardener. Dawn at New Beginnings, My Everyday Life in Rural Cyprus. Good morning, Lazy Days Ahead. Thanks for being here. We are interviewing the one, the only, the beautiful Country Mama Musings.
Oh, stop. No, don't.
I love it. So yeah, I think that's really cool to learn more about your channel and all of that stuff. I'm trying to think. I had a couple other questions for you. Let's see.
Oh, there's so much to ask.
I know, and it's funny because you answered like a lot of them, so I don't have to ask you why does Eric from Bland's Promised Land Ranch have maggots in his beard?
I don't think any of us know. Did he ever find out how that happened? There's got to be a good story there. That could be a great children's book.
I'm convinced
in my beard.
He was out with animals. He probably picked it up somewhere. But
it could be the new elf on a shelf. It really could, if it's marketed right.
Exactly. So, do you have any merch?
I have just started putting merch on Teespring. I'm refining a few things. Every Wednesday I go live and I have a coffee chat. And I thought, instead of really focusing on the apparel, I'm going to focus more on coffee cups, because just like you've got your coffee cup there, I would love it to have everybody join me for coffee in the morning and have a Country Mama coffee mug. And who wouldn't want this mug on a mug? So my son designed a little logo for me based off of a picture, and he put a little baby chick next to my face. So the little tagline for my merch is, who wouldn't want to wrap your hands around two hot chicks? And if nothing else, buy it for the baby chicken.
I love it.
Not a great child's book, they say.
Hey, V at the Cute Kitchen. Welcome in. Welcome in. There must be Chelsea.
It could be a really cute book. Now let's think about this. There could be a little maggot in Eric's beard, and he notices it, and he nourishes it and takes care of it and nurtures it, and it grows into a fly, and that's Louis. That will be his own personal Louis. Louis is a fly that loves to hang around here. Of course, it's not always the same Louis. My grandpa always used to call the flies that would come around Louis or Frank. And so whenever I go live, there's always a Louis that's hanging around. But, he could nurture that maggot into a Louis, and they could develop a friendship on the farm. It could be like a whole new Charlotte's Web.
That's awesome. E3 Farmstead, I need that coffee mug in my collection. Green Acre, I think it's a great children's book idea.
See? I actually have 2 children's books in the works, and
That's
they have
awesome.
been for quite some time. I just, it is very difficult to get anything out there in the world that is unsolicited in the world of children's books. So I'm either going to have to self-publish or do something else. But I have a book on an adventure whale watching with our granddaughter, and it's called The Nickel Wish. And then I have another book that I'm working on that I haven't finished up yet, and it's about a family of possums based on true events.
Cute.
And it's really cute. I mean, who knew that possums, a female and a male, were Jack and Jill? That's what they are.
That's awesome.
So it's a fun little story. It's focused around Christmas time and these possums that my sister in California found in her historical home. She was visited by a bunch of possums. So I wrote a little story about it.
Oh, that's sweet. And Gagne Farms, don't worry about it. I'm not all heavy. Like the moderating, don't get me wrong. Like, I know it's really, really important to share links, and I think it's really important, but sometimes you just gotta relax and listen in.
Yeah, just, get
that's a lot of work, and I appreciate you guys. Friday night's different, and Lisa Colovi, she's just the bomb. But you guys are awesome. So Leanne has a huge announcement for my wonderful friends here, and here it is. I'm assuming this is it.
Wow.
Leanne, congrats.
That is a big, big announcement.
It's major. Congrats, Leanne.
That is.
And she's only been running, I think, 3 months.
What?
I think so.
Wow, that is amazing.
That is absolutely amazing. Leanne, we're so happy for you.
I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing wrong. It took me 10 months to get to 500 with this mug.
Yeah, well, I think I told you guys I got all confused what my year was. So my first, I think it's the 365 days when you go by, and that'll be the end of October. So starting in November, I will start to do these Monday lives at 8 a.m. my time, which is MST. We'll do them regularly. Today, I just wanted to do it because I was able to, and it worked for your schedule. But I'm going to start doing live so that way we can get watch hours for the new year. And that way
if you hear my little dog whining, he's like, Mommy, you got to pee.
Oh,
you're just going to have to wait, Bubbish.
Oh,
you're a sweet boy. I was sharing with Lisa, I said, like right before we go live, he's like, I want to go outside, but he's blind. So an adventure outside for him to tinkle is like a half an hour journey. And so he's fine. He's fine. He just wants some attention too. He's my little Bubba's. He's a rescue. He was dropped off at a high kill shelter in the middle of a night with just a piece of paper with his name on it.
That's awful.
So he was picked up by an animal rescue, and then he came to live with us. So I changed his name because I thought anybody that would dump a dog off in the middle of the night to a high kill shelter, he needs a new life and a new name.
Yeah, for sure.
What? Oh no.
Well, you guys in the chat, if you don't know who Leanne at the Mennonite Farmhouse is, I see that New Beginnings Dawn ended up subbing to her channel. So that's awesome. Let's see if we can get her to 1K.
Let's get her to 1K. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful channel. And she's a really sweet lady who's got a great sense of humor. Let's see
So
here.
you were asking about the farm earlier, and I don't know I don't know who all here knows about how we even came to be where we are. When we were in California, I had gone to a brunch with some coworkers and we did vision boards, and I'd never done a vision board before. And so we were all sipping mimosas and having quiche and sitting in circles and cutting out pictures out of magazines. Then we made it into a collage, and then they said, interpret that and tell us what that says to you.
Yep.
And I had a white farmhouse and a grove of trees in the snow and a farm kitchen and a clawfoot tub and a garden all on this vision board. And in the middle of it was Amelia Earhart. And
Oh,
I interpreted that. Goodness, you're so impatient. Let me open the door for him.
okay.
I am wearing pants, I promise.
Well, keep rocking it out, Leanne. You're awesome. We think you're amazing. Oh, let's see here. Well, V, there's I don't know. It took me a while, but I figured out some editing things that were pretty good. I use iMovie. What do you use, V, to edit? And then Leanne says she needs to do lives.
Yes. Do lives.
Do lives. It's like talking to your computer. That's what it's like, really.
They're fun. You can put your own spin on it once you get comfortable.
Hey, Microfarmer. Let's see here. And
So
Vision
while you're scrolling, I'll finish and I'll tell people that
Okay.
I took that vision board and I took it to my office at work, and I never showed my husband. But on that vision board was crochet, because I love to crochet. And I thought, I'm going to start making some things to sell, and I'm going to save up $1,000 to put down on a place in Iowa. Even if we never move there, if things get really bad, we'll have a place. And it wasn't but a couple of weeks later that my husband came home, and he said he had something very important to tell me. And I thought it was going to be terrible news, just the way he sat down at my feet and said, oh, I've got something to tell you. I thought, oh my gosh. But he said, what do you think about moving to Iowa? And I had tried for 28 years to get him to come back here. And once I realized he was not pulling my leg, he had 2 jobs lined up. I showed him the money I had made so far. I had made $700 in those couple of weeks to put towards a down on a place that we could find. And I wanted to raise $1,000. And that's why it was so neat that when we met the people who owned this farmhouse, they set $1,000 down. It was just crazy. But when he assured me that he wanted to move and get out of that dog eat dog world, I gave my notice. I gave a 3-day notice, sold my dream car. Oh, for my 40th birthday, he bought me a convertible Mustang GT.
Oh, wow.
And I'd always wanted a Mustang, but I sold it because I knew it wouldn't, help us here on the farm. And we came out here, and sure enough, within those, 7-8 months, we found this farm, and we moved in a few months after we found it and bought it on contract. We had it paid off in 2 years, so we don't have a mortgage.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It was neat to see that come to fruition. It's almost creepy how it all played out, how it was a white farmhouse and everything.
Absolutely.
Which,
Absolutely.
out here, 99% of the farmhouses are white. So
Yeah.
I don't think
Let's
they
see.
had much choice, when this was built back in 1902.
Oh my God. Yeah, for sure. Look at
Oh no.
Thanks for sharing, Michael.
Commando Mike.
Commando. That's why he was looking so confident. He was like,
yeah,
I don't have underwear on and no one knows.
now we do.
Now we do.
Now we know where he gets his cinematic genius. It's the commando effect. So yes, God is good. I mean, this it came about nicely. And it's really neat when we met with the owners of this house to buy it, and we were discussing the terms of the contract, I said, I really want something put into that contract to give us some leeway, because like if you miss a payment, they just take the farm back. If you start doing something to the farm that they don't approve, they can just take the farm back. They have all the power. But I put in there, I said, I'd really like for there to be a loophole so that if something happens to one of us, like if my husband has a heart attack or if something happens, that there's some leeway, some wiggle room there if we come upon hard times, not just because we're being irresponsible, but life happens.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we were only here a year and a half when I was diagnosed with cancer, and a lot of my husband's focus had to go on taking care of me and not so much the farm. And they noticed, they stopped by one day, and I'm sure they were pretty shocked to walk in and just see me sitting like a lump on the couch with no hair. But they worked with us, and that was really great. So
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Michael, what's with you this morning? We're seeing a whole new side to Michael.
I know.
His commando side.
Exactly.
I think I shall make a vision board, but not for Commando Mike. You don't need that vision. Oh,
Dawn at New Beginnings. Lisa Colovi doesn't have a channel. Yep. She doesn't have a channel, but she is a really great friend of mine. I've known her since we were kids, and she comes on to moderate for us and support. We love Lisa Colovi. Let's see here. So my special guest has walked away. Must have been horrible. She's calling Harley. She'll be back, everybody. So what's everybody doing today? Working? I am off today, so I'm enjoying it. I've kind of got a new schedule. I think I'll talk about that coming up soon in probably one of our videos. Jackie Sailor. Work. Yeah. She needs her readers.
I need my readers?
No, what happened was I said my special guest who I'm interviewing has gone away. Must have been bad.
Well, I have to check on the blind dog.
I know that. We were just teasing.
He's making his way back up to the house, but sometimes he gets turned around and he makes his way out into the road.
Gagne Farms is working. I know Michael is working. She's got a new setup.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this little background back here? Do you guys see the Circle T?
Yep, love it.
That's actually our brand that Papa Jim made. He welded a brand for us when we first moved here. Not that we would brand an animal, but he did brand the barn. I'm wondering if that's what caused it to, come to its demise. But we were thinking for a long time of what we were going to call our little farm here. We needed a name. And we have a lot of walnut trees. And I thought, oh, Walnut Grove would be so nice. The people who lived here before, they called it Ash Grove because there's a lot of ash trees as well. But one day he just said, he goes, I've got it. I know what we're going to call our farm. And I said, what is it? He says, it's the Circle T Ranch, because T for our last name, Thompson, and the circle signifies the circle of life, that the animals that we bring here, they complete that circle of life here on our farm. And we're at the center of that. So I thought, oh, I love it. It was perfect. And so he made us a brand, and he branded just when you walked into the barn before a big storm took it down. There was just this big beam overhead, and he just branded right in the center of it, Circle T, and I just loved it. And awesome. We had a little table out there to go out and have coffee, and he branded the table, and he just went brand happy. He was just branding anything and everything. So we had this sign made.
The Bland's Promised Land Ranch is probably branding everything now that they got that great brand from Troy.
Run, Monica, run.
Garden State Gardener working and listening to YouTube for the next 14 hours. Lynette's like, well, Lisa, what did you do chasing your guests away?
He's back inside now. Now I just have to get the other little dog in, and I could shut the door and relax. She's like on the threshold. As soon as she walks in the door, I'm going to go slam it so she can't get back outside. I promised them treats. They'll have to get those later. So, but people have asked before, what do I do for a living? I am a cancer killer extraordinaire. When we first moved here, my main goal was to take care of this farm, but also to take care of my mother, who was in a care facility. My sister was working and just didn't have the time to devote to what everything was needed for my mother, state paperwork, filling out things for her, social workers to make sure that she was getting the care she needed. So I took on that role and really just took care of everything that my mom needed. So that was my job. Before that, I worked in education, and I worked many, many years in special education, both on the administrative side and on the classroom side. But now I just, I do this. What a great transition that is.
That's awesome. Good morning, Barb's Country Home. Oh, we got a question for you.
Question time. Do I still free range my blind pup? How do you manage that? Daz has free range dogs, but I think they can all see. We have one free range pup. That's Honey. She's our older lab. She runs the entire farm to kind of keep all of the predators at bay. We do have raccoons and skunk and mink, and we do have coyotes. So having her run the farm kind of helps keep some of those guys at bay. She has not managed to chase away Chuck. Chuck is our woodchuck that lives underneath the corn crib. But now there's skunks out there as well. We have Maymay. She's on a perimeter collar because she will run for miles. And Charlotte, she just hangs out. She chases the rabbits and the squirrels. And then Harley just walks in circles. You like that wall? Look, there's a mad cow.
I love that cow.
My son comes over and he'll lay on the couch for a little bit. And he's like, Mom, you've got to do something with that cow. She freaks me out. It's like, why? I think she's adorable. And then we've got a little J&A, our Circle T, that really neat farm implement there. I found that here on the farm.
Oh, you did good with that pointing. I'd have been like this.
I know. I'm like, what now? My Ann for stand and Thompson's established in 1983. So I love it. Here's a trick. Here's a trick for you guys don't know. For those that don't know. I also used to do home interiors back in the day, where I would do home parties and help ladies learn, what to put on their walls and how to decorate and how to set things up. And if you have some things you want to put on your wall, lay them on the floor. Lay the pattern out on the floor and take pictures. Then look at those pictures and see what setup, what design, what words just fly out of my brain. Whatever design you put together, see which one you like the best, then put it on the wall. That's going to save you so much in putting holes in the walls and all that stuff, and then changing your mind. So this is something that I set down on the floor and I put it together and put it up on the wall. I have just about 5 acres, Jackie, and we really only implement like maybe one. We have the donkey down in the pasture, so he takes care of that quite a bit. We had our barn blow over. For those of you who didn't see that, we did have a barn burning. That barn was actually hit in 1960 by a tornado, full on, lifted it up, slammed it back down, killing the hogs inside.
Oh.
It had 2 feed bunkers. One was found 1,000 feet or 1,000 yards, I forget which, in one direction, and the other was in another direction out in the cornfields. And so when we bought this farm, we knew that it had all been repaired. But when we bought it, it was in pretty sad shape. They had tried to shore it up, and they had some engineers out to try to put these big metal rods through to kind of keep it from shifting, and the roof needed repair. And we just didn't have that money. And we had a quote to bring that barn back up to its glory days was $100,000.
Oh my God.
We don't have $100,000. And there is an Iowa Barn Society that will help refurbish old barns, and they'll pay 50%. But I still didn't have $50,000. And then you had to get your own Amish team to come out and fix it up. I did twice. I wrote Vanilla Ice twice with his Amish team. I said, come save my barn. Come on, Vanilla Ice. My kids loved you growing up. Bring your Amish team over here and fix my barn. And I never heard back from Vanilla Ice. I don't hold it against him.
Well, that's
but
good.
My kids would have loved it, even though they're grown now. And then just one day we had a really bad storm blow through. We had straight line winds of over 60 miles an hour, and it just toppled one day with our donkey in there. I mean, and he finally ran out and was running in circles. But I know that Casey over at Boots and Bounty, they were saying, oh my gosh, all of that wood that could have been sold for crafts and stuff, you couldn't pay people to take it away.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah.
there's so many barns that have failed out here in the Midwest that we just couldn't get anybody to take any interest in it. And those who did come by that had some interest, they're like, it's so unstable. We don't
Yeah.
want to go out there because it was a huge barn. And when it fell, it didn't collapse completely, and people were just worried that they would get hurt. So we did a barter. We love barter system. And so we bartered with one of our neighbors. We had a bunch of steel siding in there. And I
Wow.
said, if you want to continue demolishing the barn and burn it so it's out of our way, you can have all the steel. So he got the
Right.
steel, and he's in the process. They're doing it in stages. So that that video that I put out last week was just stage one of getting it into a pit and getting it burnt. We've got electrical lines in there and big haymow things or whatever. I don't know what they are. The things overhead that all of the hay used to come over and dump out for the Angus cattle that used to be raised in there. It would have been nice, baby. It would have.
Good
It would have.
morning, Moon Sprouts. Good morning, Scott, rambling with the brooms. Good morning, Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Casey's here from Ormsby Farm. Ormsby Farm, sorry.
We're double trouble, they're saying.
I know, I know.
I told Vanilla Ice, I said, yo, word to your mother. But I still couldn't get him out here.
If there was a problem, yo, I solved it.
You would have taken it all. I'm telling you, and then I also thought, I looked online and I thought I could cut small pieces of the barn wood and sell it on Etsy. But it's a drive for me to even get to the post office. And if I sell something to somebody and I can't get UPS or FedEx out here for whatever reason because of a blizzard or I don't know, I just wasn't at that stage at that moment. We're saving some of the doors. I'm going to be painting some more barn quilts on the doors. But at the time, it just wasn't feasible at the stage that I was at to go out and harvest all of that wood. I still might do some, but it's too dangerous for me to go out there.
Yeah, no, I
And,
agree.
Papa Jim works hard all week, and I don't want him to spend his weekend out there with a skill saw or with the sawzall, cutting little pieces of wood.
Yeah, for sure.
We just want to clear it, and we want to do something with that piece of foundation out there.
Morning, Trish Wiley.
I will.
That's a good one. And it's funny, Chelsea, she says it's Chelsea today. And it's funny because Monica at Bland's Promised Land Ranch, Chelsea, she always says to me in a chat that we're in, she always says, well, you can tell it's me because I talk in exclamation points. And it's funny, you can tell when it's the women versus the men a lot of the time.
I always do three exclamation points, and 3 little dots at the end. I've always done it. I don't know why. I guess it says something about your personality. I don't know.
Oh, I wanted to go back to the Green Acre. He said something about mics. I missed it.
I think it's probably safe to say, though, that they're all commando.
Oh, boy. Bye, Dawn. Have a good day.
Bye. Thanks for stopping in. You do
a
lot of emojis.
Look, I can tell it's Monica. Yeah, me too. Me too. So, what is your favorite thing on the farm that you enjoy the most?
I think my favorite thing on the farm is my summer kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wishing I would have had my YouTube channel at the time that I did that summer kitchen, because that would have been awesome. What it is it's a 1902 garage off the side of the house here. It's not attached. I've got the house and then the garage, and then my garden is in between the two. And it was in decent shape when we moved here. It's had a concrete floor poured in it, but it's old. Somebody put some garage doors in it, so it looks a little more modern, but it was an old garage. We never did anything with it. I actually built a chicken coop in it. Half of it was a chicken coop when we first started bringing our chickens in. And then we had 3 pigs living in there. We had 3 potbelly pigs at the time, and they would lean up against the boards and pop the boards out. So they had free range of the rest of the garage, and they turned it into a huge pigsty. And I mean, it was a huge pigsty. They broke into all of our boxes that had clothes we had not unpacked yet when we moved here. It was 50 degrees below zero with the wind chill the day that we moved into this farm. So a lot of stuff didn't make it into the house. It went into the garage. They pulled all those clothes out and made a nest that was probably 8-foot diameter nest to sleep in, those 3 pigs. And then they had their little bathroom corner. It was disastrous. It was a mess in there. And one day I just got a hair up my nose, or a bug up my nose, whatever you want to say. And I thought, I'm going to clean out that entire garage, and I'm going to make a summer kitchen for my canning and for when we have barbecues, and screen it all in. And everybody thought I was absolutely insane. But I spent quite some time cleaning it out, pressure washing everything, tore down the coop. I was doing the layered bedding for several years, so it had all compacted down, and I actually had to get a rototiller in there to break it up.
Yep.
Hubby cut out the sides of the garage so we would have plenty of ventilation, and that's where all my screens were going to go. And it was really nice because when I got all of that bedding torn up, I just pitched it right out the window into my raised garden beds. So I had that. And then we painted it. It took like 27 gallons of paint.
Oh.
And one day I was sitting in there while we were working, and I saw a ray of sunshine come through the ceiling. It had storage up above.
Wow.
And I saw a ray of sunshine, and we discovered there was a window up there. So I told hubby the whole ceiling had to come out. So we have all the way up to the ceiling.
Wow.
Where the roof line is just open. And I spent my summer finding vintage things to put in there. So I have an old metal kitchen cabinet with the porcelain sink like my grandpa used to have, and a Hoosier cabinet, an old Roper stove from the 1940s. And we've just set it up as our little kitchen out there. And I do some canning out there. I do my dehydrating out there. We've screened it all in. And when we have family over, that's where we all get together and have our little barbecues or our dinners or birthday parties. And you'll see some of my videos are shot out there. The one when you go to my page first and it has about baking the bread, it's done in my summer kitchen. I love it out there.
It's beautiful.
And like I said, people actually thought I was insane. You could see the look on their face like, you've lost it. But as it started coming together, and even Papa Jim felt that way. But as it started coming together and they could start seeing the vision that I had for it, they were like, this is going to work. This is good.
Wow.
And I love it.
That's awesome. And I thought you did a video on that, because actually I think that's how I first met you. I think it was probably the first video that I watched of yours.
Is it? I did a video to clean up the summer kitchen after winter and spring was there. I did a cleanup. I also did one kind of explaining and putting pictures in, but I didn't take actual video. I wish I would have taken actual video. But if you go to the very beginning of my channel, like the second video I put up is a video of me out there when it was just absolutely trashed as a pigsty. And I say, what am I going to do with this pigsty? And then you can see the summer kitchen and you can see the difference.
Yep. Okay.
You stop by, love. What you doing?
He said, Alicia, aka Country Mama, you stop by. Love what you're doing.
Okay.
Awesome.
I have issues reading sometimes.
Well, you don't have your readers.
I don't have my readers with me, but I do have Papa Jim's pipe.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have to clean it before he gets home because I've got lip gloss on it now. Do I look smart?
You do. Yeah, Ryan knows not to talk to me before I have coffee. I've had 2 cups and I think I need another.
Papa Jim makes my coffee in the morning. I love it.
Bye, Microfarmer. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Jackie loves my country kitchen, my summer kitchen. Thank you, Jackie. I love it out there. We got an old steel glider like from the 50s, and I've got all the cushions on it. And we just sit there and we glide and we look out over the farm. We've got a little Potbelly stove that was made in Germany that was brought to Iowa from Alaska.
Wow.
And so we've got that out there. It's not functional, but it's still fun to look at. But, if we hit upon hard times and we need some place to cook, maybe we've run out of propane.
I was going to say
and protein. If we run out of propane, I can always get that stove hooked up so we can use it to cook on if we need to.
That's really cool.
So, and
That's
that's
really
what's neat
cool.
about my summer kitchen too, is we have all types of elements of different ways to cook our food out there. Should we ever find ourselves without electricity or if we run out of propane, we've got stuff out there we can cook on. I've got a great solar oven, which I love. And I do have stuff out there to make a rocket stove if I
Yep.
need to. And for those of you who don't know what a rocket stove is, I'm going to have to put all my stuff together and actually make a video.
Microfarmer was saying it was, autocorrect, the bane of all of our existence,
Oh, yes.
basically.
Thank you, Microfarmer.
Well,
Autocorrect, yes. Autocorrect is my enema. I
have a
need
great
enema.
have a great week, Microfarmer.
Oh, don't run out of protein. It's difficult for me to get my protein because I am veganish, but that's where I enjoy the eggs and beans and other things that I can have to keep my protein levels up. I'm spoiled. With that, my lovely just brought me a coffee in bed.
So let's see.
I'm currently finishing up my barn quilt.
Yes, talk about the quilt.
We have right next to where the barn is or was is a corn crib, 1902. So it's 19 years old now. And it has survived both of those weather events. And I wanted to celebrate the tenacity of that little corn crib. So we had a challenge in, I believe it was June, to have people submit patterns for me to paint a barn quilt on it to kind of honor it. And we had a lot of wonderful, wonderful patterns submitted. Lisa submitted a pattern, and it was hard for me because I know the people who submitted patterns. It's like so difficult because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So Papa Jim wasn't familiar with anybody yet, and I showed him all the patterns. I said, "You pick." That way, there's no bias. And he picked one that he thought would be really stand out on the side of that corn crib, and it has the colors that really go good with the kitchen. It has the teal and the yellow for the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And teal is kind of my color because it represents ovarian cancer, and that's what I was diagnosed with in 2015. So we're almost done painting it. We've been working on it for a couple of months. I would have it done by now, but it's 10, 12 feet up in the air in some places, and I just don't feel comfortable being here at the farm by myself up on a ladder, because if I fall, that skunk or that woodchuck's going to come out of that corn crib and gnaw my face off. So let me check on Harley real quick. You check for questions.
Yep, I've got him here. Hey, good morning, Crazy Ed's Homestead. Good morning, Granny Moreno. She's listening and driving, so drive safe. I just said Crazy Ed. Just want to double check. I am not awake yet. I'm definitely more a night person than I am a morning person. Here she comes.
You can hear the shuffle of my slippers.
I did. So
what does the ish mean? The ish means I'm not full on vegan, but I'm a little bit more hardcore than just a vegetarian. Okay. So the ish means I just kind of make my own rules as I go. I won't eat anything that has died. So I will have eggs because the eggs haven't died. They're just a byproduct of the chicken, but I won't eat the chicken. Or I won't have chicken bouillon because you had to kill the chicken to get the bouillon. Mm-hmm. So I prefer almond milk as to milk, but I will drink milk. But I won't eat beef, or I won't eat veal, or I won't eat anything that had to be killed. Which my dietitian is very upset with me about, because she kept saying, we want you to have some omega-3s, so we want you to take this fish oil. And I'll say, well, did the fish have to die? She's, what? Did the fish have to die to get the fish oil? She goes, yes, then I won't eat it. And I don't like the gelatin that it's encapsulated in either. And she goes, okay, so you won't do the fish oil, but go over to the health food store. They've got krill oil. I said, did the krill have to die? She's like, oh my God. But, she didn't get it anyways, because she kept saying, we're worried about your heart a little bit. I have a right bundle branch block in my heart. And she says, we really want you to cut back on some of the things that you eat. She goes, no more bacon, no more ham. It's like, have you not been paying attention? She said it 3 times. We don't want you eating bacon or ham.
Gosh.
I've been sitting with you for an hour telling you I don't eat meat, and you're telling me not to eat bacon and ham.
Can you explain to Jackie Sailor what a corn crib is, please?
The corn crib is next to the barn. It's when they would harvest the corn. The boards are not on top of each other like this. They have little gaps to allow for ventilation and airflow. And it is where the farmers would store their corn so it can dry. So they would just fill it up to the roof, all these stacks of corn, and the corn would dry. They could then turn that into feed and what they need for their animals for the farm, or for seed corn for the next year's crop. It's where the corn sleeps. All them little baby corns, those little cobettes.
Cobettes. People in the chat, if you have questions for Country Mama, I will be looking for them. I think I just have, I want to double check my questions, but I think
I like how my hair matches my shirt today.
I do too. I love your hair that it's not pink, like completely pink. I like that it's pinky purple.
It's almost like a rose gold now because it's washed out enough. I've got some blondie highlights starting to come back through. So it makes me think of rose gold. You're welcome, Jackie. And if you can look back at some of the videos, you can see from beginning to where we are now with the corn crib, with the barn quilt, and you'll see the process of that.
Okay. So yeah, does anybody have any questions for Alicia, aka Country Mama?
Country Mama. Poor Papa Jim. He'll be up on a ladder because he's helping with those higher parts. And he'll be painting. I'll be like, stop. Let me set the camera angle up. Okay, paint. And so I've got some pictures where he acts like he's painting because he didn't wait for me. Your hair's purple. I love it. Before my diagnosis, I would do fun things with my hair. Papa Jim's favorite is I will color all of my hair like a penny copper red. And then I will do the bangs and an undercut in the back in ebony black.
Nice.
He loves it. And then I let my oncologist do my hair for about a year, which means I was completely bald. And when it came back in, it came back this salt and pepper, mousy gray. I didn't get any of the curls. I didn't get that post-chemo curls. And I looked like a sloth. And I thought when it grows out, or I looked like a titmouse. Look up what a titmouse looks like. It's a bird. I'm not being nasty at the moment. And but I had this funny little spike at where my hair grew back, and it was gray. And I thought, you know what? From now on, I'm just going to do fun colors. So I have found this magenta that I love the most, and I will dye it, and then it'll just kind of turn into this little rose gold. And once the gray starts coming in, like what I've got here, I'll dye it again. What type of tobacco do Papa Jim smoke? There's a titmouse. That's what I looked like. Honestly, I looked like that titmouse. It was hysterical because the hair just grew in this little peak all across the top of my head. You couldn't comb it down. You couldn't do anything with it. It just peaked. So I walked around looking like a titmouse for several months before it finally grew in. So, and I was going to keep it short. I really, really liked having the short hair, but Papa Jim said he just wasn't ready for that yet. Get out of my face, dog. Don't breathe on me. What type does he smoke? He got, I don't know the brand name of it. And he's just, go away, dog. Nobody wants to hear you heavy breathing.
AOC in the Simple Kitchen.
Heavy breathing. I love you. Drive your boat. Don't sit back. You don't sit back. I'm so lost on some of these comments. What boat?
What kind of tobacco? Oh, sorry.
A metaphor? I don't know.
I love you, drive your boat. Alicia, you don't sit back.
Meaning like driving in my own lane and not like take no prisoners kind of a thing. I'm going to
like you just go, girl.
Just you go, girl. I will.
All right. So tobacco.
So the tobacco, it's a cherry. It's a cherry tobacco. It really does smell nice. I like the smell of it.
Oh, I
And
love
he's
that.
just started. I mean, this is his first little pipe. It's not a nice pipe. It's just a generic. Oh, look, it's got lip gloss on it. I'm really going to have to remember to clean that up. He just started. It's been something he's been thinking about for a while that he wanted to do. So he just ventured out, this last week or two, and he said, I'm going to get me a pipe and I'm going to learn how to smoke it. There's technique.
Yeah.
There is technique to smoking a pipe. And so he picked out tobacco that he thought he would like, and he's just kind of been messing with learning how to pack it and how to puff it and all that other stuff. And Alicia, why does my toaster brown one side of the bread more than the other? I don't know what to say on that one, Daz. That is a good question in life, isn't it? I don't know. Put this toaster back upright instead of laying it on its side. That might have something to do with it. Stop making your grilled cheese in your toaster. That might have affected one side of your heating elements.
And Trish Wiley, hello. We were talking earlier, and I meant to say hello to you when you came in. I apologize. Bland said Daz stole their question.
Everybody wants to know about their toaster.
And Trish has a question for you.
Oh, any tips for teaching kids with cognitive disorders? Trish, I'm going to be very honest with you. When I shared with everybody earlier that I worked in special education, I worked in the classroom primarily with cerebral palsy students. I did that for several years. Their IEPs were already written. The teachers knew what to put in place for them. I wasn't part of that. I just helped them get through their day. Then when I worked on the administrative end of it, I worked in the administrative offices and I worked for the senior psychologist. I set up all of the IEPs. I did everything for testing for the students to get that set up for the psychologist. But as far as actually knowing what to put in place for certain things for students with learning disabilities or disorders, I don't have that information. I'm not that schooled. I was more hands-on on one side and then really just support for the other for the senior psychologist. So, I don't have those answers. If you've got a student that has an IEP, that's the best place to start, is really trying to get your case manager to explain to you exactly what is set in place for your student. If you're homeschooling, then that's a whole other issue as well. But I'm afraid I don't have a lot of concrete answers for that, other than don't pigeonhole your child. You don't have to follow a strict set of guidelines for what is set for standards. Do what your student likes to do. I know we had one. I hope Harley's still on the deck. He was sunning himself. We had one teacher that worked a lot with students that had cognitive issues. And when she would show up to their home to work with them, because they were homeschooled under our charter school, if that student felt comfortable crawling under the table and making a fort, and that's where they wanted to work, that's what she did. She didn't make them be regimented. You have to sit at this table. You have to have your homework here. You have to do this. She let them do what they wanted to do that was most comfortable for them. She was the resource teacher for one of my sons. My son had a learning disability, and he worked best when he would meet her once a week at Carl's Jr. And they would meet for lunch. And right there at the table at lunch, over hamburgers and fries, she would work with him. He felt comfortable. It wasn't in the classroom setting, because my student would be on site for a classroom 3 days a week and 2 days at home. So one of those days at home, instead of coming to the classroom and pulling him out and having the kids seeing it, they would meet for a lunch date. And he did so well that he was exited out of special ed. She did so wonderful work with him, but she let that student guide where he was comfortable. And so if you've got a student that has issues with the cognitive disabilities, let them guide you. Make it their comfort zone and then teach from there. That's the biggest thing I could say.
Wow, that's awesome.
Let me check on Harley. All my kids learn so differently. That's just it. I homeschooled my kids for a while. The charter school was awesome because it gives you the opportunity for each child to celebrate their individuality, and you don't pigeonhole them. If you don't pigeonhole them, it's so much better. Green Acres, since you're further north than me, which is so strange. I'm in Iowa, he's in Wisconsin, but I'm further north than him.
That is so strange.
Ope? I was going to comment on your ope. You said ope in your video today. We do not say ope, but we do get some some of that influx down from Minnesota. You know, don't you know? Oh, golly gee, Moses, now don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know? But ope, you know, every once in a while we get an ope. Depends on how people were raised out here. But I saw your ope and I was going to comment on it. Any big plans coming up for the channel? You know, I think I'm going to just be like that ADD student that I am, because I have adult attention deficit disorder. I'm just going to kind of let it take its own path. I'm working on the merch, which would be great to see people hold coffee cups while we're chatting. Going to do my lives on that regular basis that I've just started. We're coming up into winter, so I'm going to be doing some different things during the winter to kind of keep me occupied. Was discussing with Lisa the other day that I'm going to do some lives with just my painting some barn quilts. And if somebody wants to just come watch me paint, I mean, why not? I'm going to be doing it anyways. So more of those recipes from the old vintage cookbooks we'll be doing, catching up with some canning when I'm snowed in. Obviously more stories because I love to tell the stories. And I'm just going to kind of like let it be a free and flowing river and see where we go. I don't want it to become work. I want it to be, there's a truck coming and I don't know where Harley is. I made the mistake of not shutting the door earlier when they both came inside.
Go check on him.
And he went outside to sun himself on the porch, but he's so sneaky. And he loves to chase tractors, but that tractor went by and I didn't hear him. So
we'll go check on him.
Let me see him.
I want to, E3 said that they got up the potato.
He's laying down in front of my feet.
E3 said that Alicia and Lisa, I got that potato peeler video up this morning. Yeah, I saw the notification and I definitely want to look at it.
Yes, yes, yes.
So Daz has a question for you. And before that, Crazy Ed said he has a learning disability. He needs to learn to keep his mouth shut.
Hence why I talk all the time. I don't have a filter much of the time. my very best friend who came up here for my birthday in April, when we were in school, and I think I was in 3rd grade and she was in 5th grade, and I had just met her, and she said, she goes, I kind of like that Alicia girl. And they said, oh no, stay away from her. She never shuts up. She's weird. And here we've had a friendship for 45 years. So what do I cook most at home for dinner? Is there something that is a staple for you guys? I do a lot of pastas, obviously. I do like to, I like to cook things with my meat substitutes. Like, you know, I really love doing a chili and grape jelly meatball and serving it with a side of pasta or something, or with a really nice rice. You know, it just kind of depends on what mood I'm in. This summer, every week on Friday, every week, I make a margarita pizza because I have to have that with the fresh basil and the fresh tomatoes from the garden. So I've been doing that all winter or all summer long. But, you know, winter coming up, I'll be doing a lot of soups and stews. I've got a lot of jars in the pantry of a meal in a jar where everything's dehydrated, all of your veggies. And I've got some TVP, which is a texturized vegetable protein. And I make chilies, and I've got a chicken noodle soup in there and all kinds of fun things that I like to do for that. Papa Jim is very good. He just goes along with whatever I make. And then if we go out somewhere or when he's at work and he wants to grab lunch, that's when he'll get his meat fix. But there's times during the summer too where I'll just have whatever I want and Papa Jim will cook up a chicken breast or something. I don't deny him that availability here at the house. You know, I don't crack the whip on that, but I won't touch anything he's cooked meat with. He has to clean it himself. Sounds like it's going to be a snowy winter.
Hang on one second. I just want to say good morning to Nisi, Free Handly Made.
Hi, Nisi.
And bye, Monica. Have a great day. Sorry, Alicia.
No, you're fine.
So there you go. You got the Green Acres
comment. Yeah, he says I'm going to be shut in for quite a bit this year. You know, I'm a very, very, very social person, very social. And being out here on the farm has kind of let me settle that down a little bit. Being diagnosed with cancer really set me up for what we have with this pandemic and the snow. So I'll be fine. I think that's why I like the social aspect of YouTube as well. It still allows me to be socially interactive with people. But there are times here on the farm I will go 2 weeks without seeing another human being besides Papa Jim. So I'm kind of used to that. And so if we get snowed in, I'm to the stage now where if we get snow, I say, I don't think you can get out of the driveway today, Papa Jim. I think you need to stay home. And he'll get out of the driveway because he has such great work ethic and he'll make it to work and he comes back. But we have terrible drifting here. We have a grove to the north of us, and that keeps a lot of this drifting snow from settling here on the farm. But it does whip around. It'll blow from the north and whip around where there's no protection and come back around and hit the farm pretty good. We've had winters where you could be on the top of one of our outbuildings and jump into a big pile of snow and slide down it. And a few years ago, when we had a tow ban, which means if you're going out, nobody's coming to rescue you because the wind and the snow is that bad. We had just right outside here to the west of our house was a minivan that was completely covered in snow, completely. There was just this big mound of what used to be somebody's minivan, and it sat there for weeks before we were finally dug out. They went
Wow.
around it with the plow so people could finally get through, but that sat there for weeks before they were finally able to get it off of the road. Ooh, September collaboration. Ooh, I could do my chicken noodle soup for that one.
You can. Yeah. I made a homemade pizza with the pork sausage that we
Mm-hmm.
had. It was amazing. Amazing.
I love homemade pizzas. I Papa Jim will get out his kettle grill and he's got a pizza stone and he'll put that out there. I like tofu. I mean, I'll eat tofu. I don't prepare tofu myself, but sometimes if we'll go out somewhere and there's an option for me to maybe get some tofu with some stir-fried vegetables or something, I will. But I'm not a. I'll tell you the best tofu I like is that we do have a burrito shop out here called Pancheros, and they have what's called soy frito, and it is a tofu that they put all of the seasonings on and they grill it up and make my burritos with that. But I don't buy it for myself. I've got a texture issue, and if I know if I don't cook it just right to where I have that texture issue, I'll never do it again. So,
Yep. Oh, I'll wait till you're done reading that.
okay, about the bees making
Yeah,
babies.
and then Nisi said we're supposed to have bad snow this year too. I thought last year was bad. Apparently last year was mild and we had 3 feet for over 2 months. Yeah, it's crazy because in Montana, and I've only been there a couple times, so but I know in Montana there's a lot of mountain passes, like the roads are like mountain passes, and they it's incredible. I mean, it's really incredible. Um, and yeah, it's crazy because I know my in-laws live in Montana, and so they'll go to the nearest largest city to shop, and they have to watch because the pass will be impassable. So, you
Impossible
know,
pass.
yeah. Hey, good morning,
To
Mama.
pass the impossible pass.
um,
You know, we were talking the other day about my Amtrak trip from hell, and we hit two trucks and an avalanche. And I
yeah,
forget who questioned it, and they were saying, you hit a truck?" It's like, yeah, they had a big Amtrak crash yesterday up there in Montana. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they hit something, but the choo-choo jumped the track.
yeah, it was pretty bad. Bye, Chelsea. Have a good day. Yeah, it was really, ugh, but
Raquel saying that they have bad winters. Some people have a hard time understanding that right where we live, we get that polar vortex that dips down and then back up.
yep.
And there are many days that we're colder than Alaska, and people can't quite wrap their brains around that. Oh, I'm going to do the September thing then. Comment on every video. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, so we've had some colder weather. We dismantled the garden yesterday because it's not going to do anything. The only thing we left out there is our peppers because this whole year we finally got peppers on there. And I said, Ryan's like, just leave them. If they do something, they do something. If they
Right.
get hit with frost, let them get hit with frost. So we dismantled everything yesterday. But yeah, they I mean, last year, mid-September, we had, I think, a foot of snow. We had a real heavy snow that came through and then it was gone. And then, I don't know. It's one of those things they say, oh, you're going to have a bad winter. Well, I'll wake up and I'll see what happens.
Right.
you
We
know?
had a pretty mild winter. We had a good amount of snow here this year, but this last winter just it didn't seem like it was a harsh winter. It was a very doable winter.
Yeah, it was very mild here too. Because I know when we first moved here in January and I wasn't working, I was shoveling all the time. Um, but now I'm really glad. Of course it was mild last year. Why? We have the side by side with the plow. So
No, we Papa Jim gets out there and he does what he can, or sometimes we've got a kid down the road, we'll pay him to just bring his tractor down and dig us out. We have a tractor, but the bucket isn't good for plowing.
yep. Yep.
And that's why I like it. We'll wake up in the morning and we'll get coffee going. It's like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think you can make it to work today. He's at a dealership now where that was one of the things he said when he first started. He's like, look, I live out in the middle of nowhere. If I get snowed in, I'm not going to risk life and limb to come in to work.
Yep.
Because the place he was at before, they were like, you need to get in here and work. He's like, we are completely buried in snow and the plows haven't been out. I can't make it.
Yep.
And, well, I made it to work. Well, goody for you. Even if we plow our driveway, we've got 4 miles of gravel before we hit pavement. We're not getting out of here.
Yeah.
And they dinged him. There were, if you had like perfect attendance at work or something, there was a bonus. Or if you have a paid holiday, let's say, Thanksgiving, and you're supposed to be at work the next day, and if you're not, you don't get the paid holiday. And so they dinged him, and he said, why
Oh,
are you dinging me? I honestly could not make it into work. And they said, well, you chose where you live. And he said, well, I choose where I work too.
yep. Agreed.
So he
Agreed.
found a new dealership, and he told them, I will not be penalized for Mother Nature. If I can make it in, I will make it in. But if I can't, I can't. There's nothing I can do. He's
Agreed.
not going to take a snowmobile 30 miles to work one way.
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm driving, an hour to work, and my boss is really good because she knows that it's much different here compared to Rapid City. And she'll, say to me, she's like, oh, if you got snow, take your time. And, basically I just say, hey, like, I'm on my way now. I usually wait until normally I leave at 6:30 in the morning. So, on those days I might wait till 7:30 to leave just because I'm waiting for the plows are out. I mean, they
Right.
do a great job here. They really do. They're out early. They don't mess around. Yossi, in the simple kitchen where I live in Israel, we do not have winter. There is only rain. That's awesome.
I always thought I would want to live in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon or Washington, because I really do love rainy weather. I love it.
Wow.
It's always going to be a bad winter. That's when it's not so bad, you're grateful. If they say it's going to be an easy winter and then you're inundated with snow, you're
Yeah.
like, weatherman, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And Leanne was saying it was cold here last year. Well, I think we all had that polar vortex. I mean, the folks in Texas were struggling,
Oh,
having
yeah.
cold weather they don't, normally have.
Yeah. They were not prepared. They will be prepared from now on.
Yeah.
They'll be prepared for those things.
And Lynette, where are you? Are you in Mississippi? I think it says south. Oh, here we go. Mr. Handsome drives an hour to work as well. He'll have to drive through 2 different mountains. Oh, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the, if I remember correctly, Nisi, there's a lot of signs on the mountain passes about chains and stuff like that. Yeah, of course it makes you a little nervous.
And that's where it's so dangerous, where when there's snow and people get all excited that there's snow and they drive up to the mountains and they try to find a place to take their kids sledding, and they take the kids sledding on the runoff for the truckers that lose control. So
Oh
if
my
you've got a
God.
trucker that loses control on a slippery slope and they need to get off on that off pass to stop them, you've got all those kids sledding on there.
Oh, wow.
It's so
Wow.
dangerous. Hang on.
Okay. Coffee Angel Crafts, I totally got you mixed up with somebody else. At least I got your name right finally. Because you know me, I can't get it get my stuff together. Just want to see what you guys got. There it is.
All right, now all of my littles are inside, so I don't have to worry.
Oh, no worries. Oh, no worries, rolling with Raquel. Yeah, I trust me. We we get winter also here, and it's really fun
You
some
know,
years. What was it
there's,
last?
go ahead.
I was gonna say last year we were down, I think, minus 20 some nights during that polar vortex, and I don't heat my chicken coop, and
Mm-mm.
we insulated it, and I will say that I started to see frostbite on some of my girls,
Mm.
even though, we kept it very dry and all that. And I ended up putting a heater in there, and it got it to about 20 degrees, and above zero. So I thought, well, that's not going to spoil them. You know what I mean? Because they
Right.
say it's tricky, because if you put heater in the chicken coop, obviously it's dangerous. I know that.
Yes.
And it made me sick to my stomach. But the girls were starting to get frostbite, and I didn't want them to have that. So we put a heater in there, and I went in there and I kept checking on them and checking on them. And one day I had to keep them completely in the coop because it was so cold, and we kept the heater running all day.
See,
What were you
we
going to say?
we have to open the door every day, regardless of what the weather's like, because we don't keep the water in there. We don't keep water in there. They have to have access to their water, even if they don't want to come out into the yard. And I've had people send me things. Oh, look, you can do your water this way in the coop, but I've got a pig living in there with them. I can't do a brick with a light bulb underneath it with their water on top or any
Yep.
type of heater, because the pig's going to knock it over, and I am going to end up with a fire.
Have a great day, Jason Okaniram. Thanks for being here. Hey, Simply Jan. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I know Michael said something about the sweeter heater. I did see your video on that. I don't think I commented, but I think we actually watched it recently. But what we ended up doing was we used a barn heater. That way, if it tipped over, and what we did was we took an air compressor and blew the dust off of it every day. We also made sure at the time we had those boxes in our coop before we pulled them down. And so they were caged, so to speak, and we put it right in the middle of it. So that way you didn't have to worry about it. The other thing we did was we have a brooder heater plate, and we're going to use that this year. But I do want a sweeter heater, but since I have the brooder plate, I'm going to use that and just mount it on the wall so it'll radiate towards the roosts.
That's one thing that we've considered, as far as if we feel we have to have any type of heat. The coop is right off of the back of the summer kitchen, and I have a window that opens up into the coop. If I have to, I can put a heat source in the summer kitchen where it won't get knocked over, and I can actually crack that window and have some of that heat blow in if I need to. But
Yeah.
we've been here 7 years. We've not had to have a heater in there. And like I said, we've had days where with wind chill we're at -50, and they seem to have done okay.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I
So
noticed the girls that I had that started to show signs of frostbite, it was on their combs.
on their comb.
And ironically, it was not my leghorns with the huge combs. It was the Rhode Island Red. The Rhode Island Red with a short comb. She ended up getting just the tips of it, but it went away. So I think that was good. So just, it's good to have a backup plan. And we also put that blue insulation because the coop has a loft. So what we do is put the blue insulation in there, and that helps to keep them warm too.
We were talking about winter, and Raquel had said, come up here and you'll never complain about winter again. Every year I'm so excited for the first snow. My mother grew up here in Iowa, and she was always excited for snow, and then she lost her vision. And while she was still with us, I would go to her care facility, and I would push her wheelchair right in front of the big picture window, and I would explain to her the snowfall, and she just loved it. And
Wow.
then I appreciated the snowfall so much more after Mom passed away. I
Yep.
would see that first snowfall and I would think of my mom. But also, when I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, I didn't know that I'd get to see a snowfall again. So when I get to see that snowfall, I'm just in awe. And I enjoy my winters because I never know if it's going to be my last. And some people say, well, you enjoy it because you don't have to go out in it. And that's true. I get that. I do go out in it, but not as much as somebody who has to go work every single day. But we're cooling down here. We had some sleet the other day, and I know that snow is coming, and I'm looking forward to seeing snow again this year. And I always try to embrace it and appreciate it because I never know when that snowfall is going to be my last.
Exactly. Bye, Jan. Have a great day.
And everybody here complains. One of our newspapers on Facebook was saying, well, we've got snow in the forecast, and everybody's like, and they were all complaining. And I wrote and I said what I just exactly said to you. And the newspaper said, wow, we love that. And they gave me a subscription for a whole year for free.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I love watching the snow. I just think it's beautiful. And Michael, yes, we have a lot of ventilation in our coop, a lot. Ryan's really good about making sure that it's got all that ventilation going on. We've got one vent on either side of the coop. We also have some other ones. But yeah, I mean, it was really cold. That was just the problem. Um, you know,
I'll tell you one thing that
so,
gets me is every year I've got a well-meaning friend that will say, you need to crochet sweaters for all of your chickens so they'll stay warm in the winter. And they don't understand that how they stay warm is puffing those feathers out and getting the heat in between the layers of feathers. That's
yep,
how they stay warm. You put them in a sweater, they can't do that. It takes away their natural defense
yep,
for heat. And really, it's like I said earlier, pigs just need to be pigs and chickens just need to be chickens. They don't need to be dressed up in sweaters.
yeah. I love watching the snow. The snow is it's beautiful. We have a very large window. It's even larger now, which is exciting. Because of I guess the way the sizes ran on the windows. So we have an even larger window now that just overlooks everything. And it's a new window. So it's really great because I could see out of it. The other one was a little cloudy.
Yeah, we
Um,
had really cloudy ones when we moved in here too. It looked like we'd
yeah.
been soaked.
So it's
Thank
just
you,
really
Michael.
nice. It's just really
That's
nice to be able to watch the snow. So that'll be cool.
every year Papa Jim says, are we going to get a Christmas tree? It's like, why? We've got this beautiful picture window with all of these conifers out here. They're just like little Christmas trees. Why don't we just enjoy those? I hate decorating a Christmas tree by myself. And the
Hey,
dogs always knock
Kiki.
it over.
Hey, Kiki. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Hey, Inca. Finding happiness in all you do. Let's see here. Just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
I love snow. I love snow, Scott.
I do too. I do too.
Hello, Inca. It is
Yep.
the water source. Absolutely.
It is. It
Absolutely.
is our water source here,
Yeah.
just like Nisi, because it doesn't rain here.
We
I
didn't get
always
much
say
rain here
rain.
this year, and we didn't have much snow, so the crop suffered for it this year for sure.
For sure. I mean, we have to water our garden. If we depended on rain, everything would be dead. I don't even know how the garden survived that week we were gone.
Hmm.
I mean, everything was wilted and we watered it and came back. And I can't believe that. But what happens is we're in a place where town a mile down the road gets the storms and it rains, and then the other direction gets the storms, and it just passes over us
It
all the
just
time.
threads the needle, and you're just right in the middle, and you get nothing.
Totally. And if we don't get the snow, we're in drought and we get the fire warning. So,
Right.
oh, Nisi, how is the smoke by you? Because um, Ryan was talking to some folks in Montana, and here's the smoke is really, really awful. It's like really bad, not like even what we had. It's horrible, like choking smoke. It's just
I'm looking
terrible.
back and I see where Rolling with Raquel says to give the pigs a straw bale. We do. We put straw in the coop, and he gets in there, and yeah, you'll go out in the morning and you'll just see these little bales of or little mounds of straw moving, and we know that's where the piggies, now we're down to one, but that's where the piggies would always be. And they would sleep nose to nose, and it was so cute. I think this will be Pigglesworth's first full winter that he will not have a mate to sleep with to stay warm. So we'll
Oh,
really, we'll really give him plenty to stay warm.
Welcome, freezer bound outdoors. Yeah, it is a dry year. Have they ever come close to our place? Not recently. Not since we've been here, I should say. But the problem is we have some folks who come to visit, uh, touristy stuff, and they like to throw their cigarettes out the window. So that's a nerve-wracking time of year. We've had them in Custer State Park, and a year ago in June, they had one in Custer State Park that thankfully we had a storm come through and they had rain and hail. They were actually plowing the hail in town. I know that also a couple weeks ago, there was one started by a lightning strike. That's also a big thing where we have the lightning strike ones. We did have tornadoes close to us though recently. That was scary. There were three in our town, and one was a mile down the road, so that was pretty scary. Hey, Backwoods Law, welcome, welcome. Nisi said the smoke is bad. She can't see that. Oh
no,
Nisi, I'm sorry. That's just awful. Leanne is 23 away. Yay, Leanne!
awesome.
Getting there.
I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed. If I'm not, I'll go check. I know, like we were talking earlier about YouTube and all their shenanigans. I've had a few just this week. I go in and I check. It's like, no, I know I'm subscribed to them and I'm not. So I have to resubscribe because they kick us out.
Yeah, some people got unsubscribed from us last night. I'm looking now. They now it's back up again.
We're talking about snow and people are commenting that they never saw snow again. When we first moved here and people would say, well, where are you from? We're from California. And they're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why did you come to Iowa? And sometimes Papa Jim would say, for the weather. And then they would really look at us like we need a CAT scan. But our sincerest answer when people ask us, why did we move from California to Iowa? And I always reply with, I would rather live where there's cold weather than live where there's cold hearts. And no offense to anybody who's tuning in from, California today.
Yep.
But it really was a dog eat dog situation. And I know people think when you say you're from California, they think, beautiful Venice Beach and rows of palm trees and driving down the road and looking over and seeing a movie star. And that's not what it is. That is not what it is. That's not the reality.
Yeah.
Where everywhere, you drive, you don't look at the person driving next to you because they might shoot you, or there's carjackings, which we almost got carjacked on Saturday out here. It's not what people think it is. And so I'd rather live where there's cold weather than live where there's cold hearts.
Yep.
And that's what we get here. Your neighbors help you out. If you're, I can remember the first few years when I would walk this gravel road for exercise, I would have people stop and say, Louie, get out of here. They'd say, are you okay? Do you need help? Are you all right? They stop and they check on you. I'm fine. Okay, just checking. If you're broke down, we've been broken down and people just stop and they help.
Yep. Hey, Mike at Vision Acres.
Our first year, Papa Jim didn't quite understand that it's not good to just kind of flip around when you're driving down a gravel road because there is a ditch on the other side.
Wow.
And it was snowing. It was Christmas Day. We'd gone to see my mom. She was in the hospital and we had gone out to the lake. The lake up here, Clear Lake, which is where Buddy Holly and Richie Valens were before their fateful trip. When it freezes over, they bring out all of the little ice house shanties, like what you see in Grumpy Old Men. And so I told him, I said, I really want to go out on the lake and see all the little ice shanties and everything. And so we just drove to the edge of the lake. He said he didn't feel comfortable driving out on the lake. Well, everybody else is driving out on the lake. And so he went to turn around. And as he veers to the right to try to turn around, I can feel us do this. And he just toppled over into the ditch. And I thought, it's Christmas Day. We're not going to get a tow. And we're just stuck. We're going to die here. It was just some little random little road that we took to the lake. And I'm not kidding, within 4 minutes, some truck drove up. Hey, you guys okay? And he brought out all of his tow straps and he pulled us up out of the ditch like it was nothing.
That's awesome. I just wanted to look back. Freezer Bound, I said hello to Freezer Bound. Scott.
Who's tossing darts?
Good
I'll toss
night,
one.
Daz. Feel better?
I hope you feel better, Daz.
Yeah, really. I hope you feel
Louie.
better.
Oh, Louie's in full force today.
Yeah, well, I was sitting here talking to you. It was funny. I was sitting here talking to you and I saw a spot on the wall and we were talking, but I was gonna go, I'm being attacked. And
Bye,
it's gone
Louie.
now. It
You
was a
have a Louie
spider.
or a Frank.
Yeah, a Louis or a Frank. Oh. Hey, Tom on the plant, welcome.
I'm originally from California and you're in California right now and I don't even want to be here. I've got 2 boys that still live in California. And I mean, that's the only reason I'll go back is to visit them. And the last time we went back to visit, it was just a scary situation. It's gotten so much worse since we left.
Yep.
So much worse.
Good morning, Mountain Grandma.
Morning.
Oh, there we go. Darts equals smokes.
Ah, the smokes. You were talking about people flinging their butts.
Yep.
The butt
Gotcha.
flingers.
Gotcha. I love it. You learn cool stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know they were called darts.
Scott made a comment. I want to go back to it. Hang on a second. Oh, here it is. Scott, did you get them from alive or all at once? I know you got a shout out. Just curious because I've noticed if I get a bunch on lives or I get a whole bunch at once, like mainly lives. I've noticed the more
Yeah.
I go on lives, they're there and they're gone.
I was up and then this morning I was down and now I'm back up because I think a few of you have come on over and I appreciate that.
Was just outside. The geese are coming to you, Lisa. Okay, good.
I was just sharing with Lisa that I went into town on last Monday, and I didn't have my phone with me, and the
Yep.
honkers were flying over. And it's like, oh, I missed a chance to film a really great formation going over. So they're
Yep.
heading south. I love the
Yep.
honkers. I know people think they're a pain in the butt. They're aggressive and they poop everywhere, but I love them.
I have them on the granite rock outcroppings and they've decided to nest up there and I
Oh,
really
neat.
don't want them up there.
I'm like, oh, so neat. She's like, I
Yeah.
really don't want them.
No, I'm not going to do anything to them. I want to be clear, but
Yeah,
I just, I just don't want them up there. I don't want them. I don't want them pooping all over there by the animals and stuff. I don't want to
right.
encourage them to poop on my property. Sorry.
Got you.
And
Got
it's mainly because of the diseases that they carry because I don't want it near my animals.
you. Right.
That's what I worry about.
I was sharing the other day that I told Papa Jim, I said, we've got a lot of crows and we've got crow's nests out there in the grove. And I said, we should be thankful we have those crows because the crows kind of keep the owls at bay. And I swear we've lived here on this farm almost 8 years. I've never heard an owl the whole time we've lived here. The
Really?
very day that I've never heard an owl. The very day I tell Jim that we should be thankful we've got all these crows because they keep the owls away, I'm sitting here and I had the window cracked. And just out here in the grove, I hear hoo hoo, hoo hoo. It's like, where'd you come from?
Yeah, Mountain Grandma, a lot of the folks come over and watch the entire video I've seen. They comment and they like, and I've just noticed it's lives. And I think it's because you get all those subscribers at one time, essentially, or in a short amount of time. They don't seem to stick. But I notice if I get a bunch of people who subscribe organically, quickly, they stay. So, and I wanted to go back to.
You would be correct on that. But you know what? You do you, I do me. I never try to shame anybody for
Right.
hunting or processing their animals. I don't necessarily want to see it. And I will be absolutely honest, when Lisa had her videos about, their piggies going off to market, I didn't watch it because that hurts my heart, but that's
Yep.
me. And
That's
she's
fine.
doing what's best for her. And there's no shame, there's no judgment, there's no guilt, um, because we all have our own path to take.
That's
So
right.
I don't judge you, Michael, for that, or, but if you do a video on dressing out your honkers, I'm not going to watch it.
Yep. No, I agree. And I think that's fine. I love that when, I mean, especially us, but I love when people in general just are able to say, like, that's great, you're doing it, or
Right, right,
do your thing,
right.
and, are respectful versus getting into this tension thing,
There's no sense in it. And,
None.
some people say, well, have this is new to you or whatever. I don't know. How long have you been a vegetarian or whatever? Growing up, I grew up on ranches. I grew up on farms. We used to raise chinchillas for their fur. We raised squab for restaurants down in San Diego. We processed our own hogs. We processed beef. We processed sheep. But I would always leave on process day. On
Yep.
butchering day, I would always leave the little ranch we were on. I'd go to my friend's house, we'd saddle up the horses and we'd go on a long ride because I just didn't want to be there for it. So I've always had a little bit of an empath thing that is hardwired in me, that I just didn't want to do that.
Yep.
And we raised, even after we had the kids, we raised a pig. And we made the mistake of taking the kids out to see the pig all the time. And then when butchering day came and we ended up with a whole freezer full of pork, the kids are like, where'd this come from? And how come we haven't seen our pig lately?
Yep.
And it really hurt them because they grew attached to that pig.
Yeah.
We had it since a piglet. And so we had to tell them our pig actually fell off the back of the truck when the butcher went out to the farm to process it. This is somebody else's pig.
Yep. Yeah,
Our
I don't
pig
blame
ended up
you.
on the highway. And then they were fine.
Morning drops, family garden. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's awful.
I
Oh,
butchered chickens growing up. I did do that. But I think for me, it was more of a fascination of watching them run around after. And then I got
amen,
past that.
Michael.
That was like during my tomboy stage. I've shot a rabbit, and I can remember we didn't need it for food. I didn't need to shoot a rabbit, but I ran around all the time with a 22. And one day down in the pasture, in our cow pasture, I saw a rabbit and I took aim, and my dad said, "Do you really want to do that?" And I was like, "It's a clean shot. I can get it." He
Yep.
said, "But do you really want to do it?" And I did. And I got it in the hindquarters, and it screamed and screamed and screamed because I didn't get a good shot. And that was the last time I shot a rabbit, because then
Wow.
the dogs got it and the screaming. And I didn't, we didn't use it for meat. It was a stupid thing for me to do. And I never did it again. But I
Yep.
remember my dad let me make that decision so that I could see for myself that there was a lesson there.
Yeah.
And he told me then, he said, if you need it for food, that's one thing, but that was senseless. My dad had gone on a quail hunting trip one time, and I remember him telling this story all my life. I remember hearing this story. He said he'd gone on a quail hunting trip, and he got a quail, and he said quails mate for life. And he said he was in his tent and he heard that mate cry all night long
Oh
for its
gosh.
mate. All night long it cried for its
Yep.
mate. And he said it just broke his heart, and he never did it again.
Yep.
I never hunted again. We're not the same, but we're respectful.
Yep. Agreed.
I'll tell you
Agreed.
the one thing that's been the hardest thing for me is I think people who process their own meat are respectful. People who hunt are respectful. What I have a hard time with is people who just don't understand my reasonings for not eating meat, and then they make fun of me. They send me memes. They send me videos meant to be a dagger, meant to make fun and hurt. And I don't understand what the big thing is. I don't, there's that joke. How do you know someone's a vegetarian? They'll tell you. Um, I don't go around and shove it down people's throats. I don't expect them to cater to my needs as a vegetarian. I don't throw it out there. But I don't know why so many people, when they find out I'm a vegetarian, they try to sneak meat in my food. They think it's funny.
Oh,
Um, you know, they they think it's just going to be funny the day that I break down and have a steak.
it's not
It's
funny.
like they want to see me fall. And it's like, if I decided to quit smoking, you wouldn't blow smoke in my face. I don't smoke, I'm just saying. Or if I had a drug issue and I decided to get clean and not be on drugs, you wouldn't sneak drugs into my food.
It's
So it's a
disrespectful.
personal choice and it's something I've decided to do, but I don't know why people find such joy in trying to trip me up.
Yep.
Louis next to the camera. Louis, I'm going to say, I bet you he walks in front of the camera. He's thinking.
Oh, I got Louis in my videos
He's
yesterday.
thinking.
Oh, I want to. Gail Southern Living. She said it was a bad day for her there, and I don't want to put
Oh,
her stuff
Gail.
on YouTube. So everybody, just send Gail some prayers and some love, okay? So that way. And Gail, if you need anything, just let me know.
That's what I was going to say too. If you
Give
need
me a
somebody
call,
to just
Gail.
talk to or vent,
Yeah.
non-judgment, shoulder right here, you can feel free to contact either of us. I'm sure. Be part of becoming a responsible hunter
Yep.
and steward of the land. Yeah, I did learn from it. I was 12 years old. I mean, I can see it in my mind. I learned
Wow.
from it. If he would have taken that gun from me and said, no, go up and help your mother in the house, I never would have learned from it. And unfortunately, the cost was the rabbit. But I learned from it. I never took an unnecessary shot after that. Yeah, it's bullying. I think it gives people a certain amount of power. But, there maybe it's for a medical reason. People don't know. Maybe I can't eat something because I can't process the proteins.
Yep.
People don't know, but they still make fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, Alicia, do you want to open it up to some other
Sure.
folks?
Yeah.
Let me just go back. So lots of
I'm sure
prayers.
people want to see more than this mug.
Well, we really enjoyed having you on and interviewing
Thank
you today
you.
and everything. And I think it's wonderful.
I'm very, very honored to be your first Monday. The first Monday mug. Monday mugs with
Monday
Lisa.
mugs. Yeah. So for those of you who just came on, we will be doing more Monday lives at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time come November. I'm just trying to get myself all ready. Our 365 days will start over in October. So I'm going to start doing that just to help boost our watch hours. And of course, it's fun. So,
Do you have to get the 4,000 within a calendar year?
yep.
Oh, that
So,
stinks. I'm going to have to start over again in November because I'm not going to make it.
well, I'm not going to make it. And I could kill myself, pushing, and
Then there's no joy.
there's
Then it
no
becomes a
joy.
job and it's no fun anymore.
Yeah, there's no joy. So, I just, and, we're both working, we're doing all this stuff and all that. And I'm just like, no, I'll just take our time. I think we're doing great. We'll just, we've been very excited about the views that we've been getting. We've had a lot of views, which means people are watching. So we're really thrilled about that and really grateful.
Yes.
The subs are rising, the watch hours are rising.
And it's all organic. That's
Yeah,
my main thing. I want this to be organic. I don't want it to be where I'm going to pay $29.95 for 100 subs. That's not going to be me.
exactly.
It's kind of
Exactly.
organic.
Oh,
I will throw out this little bit of not being organic though, is to tell everybody my shop is open on Teespring. Just look up Country Mama Musings. Buy a coffee mug. Make me feel good.
if you send me the link, I will post it in the description for this live once the live posts.
Okay. Just keep in mind there are
Barb's,
a couple of mugs under construction right now.
Barb's Country Home. She says, I gotta go. I need a cigarette. LOL. I need one too. You are a kind soul, Alicia. That's what Scott with Rambling with the Brooms. Do you watch Chef AJ? I don't think you answered that.
No, I don't. I should,
Okay.
obviously.
Chef AJ is a great vegan cooking channel. Thanks, Nisi. Yeah, it'll be 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I think you're Mountain, aren't you, Nisi?
Everybody who wants to be interviewed, email Lisa so she can get you on the calendar before it fills up because her Friday nights are already full through December, I think.
Yeah, they are.
All of you that want a cigarette, I'm playing with Papa Jim's pipe.
Okay, so
Ew.
I meant to say hello earlier and I totally screwed up. So I owe this person a big apology. And I'm going to hopefully say it right. Huga Homestead. Tell
Is
me
it
if I got
Huga?
it right. I think it's
Okay,
Huga.
the way to remember it, if it's Huga, is you guys remember the dancing baby from Ally McBeal?
Oh,
Chaka, chaka, chaka,
I
hooga, chaka,
loved Ally
chaka. So
McBeal.
just remember the Ally McBeal dancing baby, if that's the way to say it.
Yeah.
I have to do things like that to remember things. Hooga,
Ooga. So
hooga.
I got it
It is hooga.
right.
So hooga, chaka, chaka, chaka. We'll just remember that from Ally McBeal, and I will always say it right from now on. Yay!
Friday night I said Higa, and I was like, oh, dang it, I got it wrong again.
I would have said
Thank you.
Higa.
We love you, Huga Homestead. So
Yes.
thank you for being here.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I'll have to, Nisi said she'll have to make sure she doesn't oversleep. Yeah, me too.
I was worried about that this morning because my phone died. My phone died, and I thought, I don't even know what time it is. And I was afraid I was going to be late to this. I really got ready with 20 minutes. That's all I had.
Good morning, Don, DB Acres. Welcome, welcome. And we got the poop troop on here. The poop troop unites from
The poop troop does this.
The Wide Family. No, that's the poop troop is Wide Family Farm.
Is this a different poop troop?
That the poop troop is
Wide Family Farm, and they do this. We do this.
Oh,
they do that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, and we do this.
We do this.
All right. Well,
this is our bat signal.
Here's another poop trooper, Hedgehog's Homestead. So
Yay.
I'm going to share the link if anybody wants to come on up. And Country Mama, can I let you run the show for just a second?
Sure.
Thank you.
You gonna go get a smoke?
No, I was going to tinkle.
And Daz isn't here to witness it. You know how he feels about the tinkles. We've gone from poop to tinkles.
Hey, LG Homestead, thanks for being here. Oh, Michael, no, I totally understand. I know there's a bunch of you guys working. No worries. I just put it out there in case somebody wanted to join. So if you come up, you'll have to wait till I come back, but I'll be right back.
All righty.
Thank you.
I see Baroque Cowgirl is commenting, and
hi, Baroque Cowgirl.
I want clarification on how to say her name, because some say broke and I say Baroque. And I'm thinking like the Baroque period of, in France or something. Tinkle, tinkle, little Yogi. So I'd like to know how to say that properly too. I think it's Baroque.
Hello.
Hello, Laura.
Good morning.
Hello, Nisi.
And I
All right.
Illuminati.
What?
Well, didn't you? I caught in on the end of that, and I thought you were saying that was the Illuminati. Which
No, nobody said that.
Okay.
No. Oh, what are you? Oh, I thought you were crocheting. It's your earbuds. Okay.
Oh no, I'll be doing some of that today though.
I'm going to as well. I should jump up and show you what I'm working on. I'm going to Lisa, you get up and tinkle, and I'm going to tease one of the things I'm going to give away for my 500 subscriber giveaway.
Well, I want to see that too, but
well,
all right. I will be right back. I'm going to let you run the show. I trust you guys.
Okay.
I guess we're in charge now.
Laura, I don't even know
I
don't even know if I said bye to you, Laura, last night, because I kind of fell asleep.
Oh.
When you were live?
Yeah.
I think I said goodnight, but I don't remember.
Oh,
that was a good live last night, Laura.
Oh, thank you.
It was very in depth, and I think things that needed to be, some don't want to talk about, but we spoke about it, and it was respectful.
It was very respectful. Yes,
it was. So I jumped up. I'll wait for Lisa to come back before I show my crochet project.
Ooh, you crochet?
Oh, I crochet.
Girl, we need to trade.
That's how I raised the money to buy this farm.
We need to trade. I just picked up a hook for I do use hooks for my Cabbage Patch Kid reroots, but that's not the same. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally picked up a hook for the first time and crocheted after 30 years. And I made Z his little blue pumpkin. It turned out so cute. It's turned out so cute.
You talking Cabbage Patch. I make Cabbage Patch wigs. And
yes.
I used to wear a Cabbage Patch wig to my chemo appointments.
I remember that. You told us that story on one of your lives. Okay, that's right.
And I think, was I wearing the Cabbage Patch wig when I pole danced on my IV pole? I think I did.
I want to say you said you did.
I think I was wearing it that day. I'll have to
So a
look back on the
Cabbage
pictures.
Patch wig is made out of yarn? No?
You can
Yeah.
crochet them.
Okay.
Yeah, I crochet them.
Cool.
And I used to sell quite a bit of them out here, but I haven't made them lately. But I had the one, I actually had a local theater group contact me and say, can you make us a yellow wig, one of your wigs, for a play that we're having?
Oh,
And it was
cute.
going to be for a Danish maiden or something, and she had to have the yellow hair. And it was kind of comical, so they wanted it crocheted and kind of cartoonish. And then when I was diagnosed, the young lady who asked for that, she said, the theater wants to give this back to you so you can wear it while you're bald.
Oh.
Hello, doggy. So I did. I wore it up to the cancer center, and
Nice.
it made me feel good because I'm kind of a goof at heart anyways. But
Yeah, and it's
people
good
come
to.
up who were really having a bad day, and they'd say, you know what, I feel so much better seeing you in that wig because it made me laugh. So I like making them. But Lisa's back. Let me show you what I've worked on. This is going to be one of the giveaways for our 500 subscribers. I haven't sewn the tail in yet, but
Oh, beautiful.
does anybody know what it is?
It kind of looks like a placemat.
It's a canning mat for when you do your canning.
Oh, it's
Oh,
I got it
Ooh, love it.
nice.
So it's a canning mat. It's when you take your jars out and you need to put them on the counter to cool.
cool.
Right.
It's a canning mat.
Hey,
And
Chakra.
I'm also going to be writing up the pattern, I think, and putting the pattern on
Hey,
Etsy.
Yossi.
Yo,
Because why not? Look at that hair. My goodness.
Yeah, this hair's getting cut very soon.
Yeah,
Not really short. I want to put my layers back in it because my natural curl wavy hair is way down from all this mop. So plus when I have it in layers, I find that it's easier to take care of.
Yes, it is. Easier to dry and all of that stuff, huh?
So
Yeah.
over at Mennonite Farms, they said they quilt and they make fidget quilts for the elderly in nursing homes. I've crocheted some fidget mitts. They're so great. And then Baroque Cowgirl says she crochets too, but carpal tunnel makes it hard. I'm having issues crocheting as well. That's why I think I'm going to put the pattern out instead of crocheting a bunch of them. But this is the first canning mat that I've made, and it's going to go in the giveaway.
Okay, did you use 100% cotton for that?
100% cotton.
There you go.
Because
100% cotton for anything you want to do for the kitchen.
yeah, no acrylic. No acrylic.
Oh, nice.
I've seen some acrylic ones. It's like, you're going to take something out of that canner and put it on acrylic and just watch it melt, or
right?
It's not sanitary.
That's why I use acrylic for my pencil curls on my Cabbage Patch dolls, because I bake them at 175 degrees for an hour.
Yep.
And it's because that acrylic fuses and it makes beautiful curls, curly
nice.
yarn. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to grab
You're
my
making
coffee.
a canning mat from quilt blocks for your giveaway. Awesome.
Sorry, I just got home, so dogs are going in and out and all that fun stuff.
It's been a dog day.
Mennonite Farms, I just got done making my very first quilt 100% hand stitch from start to finish.
Beautiful.
For
That
your
is quite an
daughter
undertaking.
with the
Hey, how's your barn quilt coming along?
I will answer that. Heather, what did you say? Or Laura, what did you say?
was that the one you made for your grandbaby?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I just got done cutting the strips from the edging, and the last step, literally all I have to do, and I need to get some, what do you call it? Those color catching sheets that you can put in the wash.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my yellow blocks to get ruined by the black and red blocks from bleeding color. So I got to make sure that I got what I need to keep the quilt from bleeding color. I need to wash it and dry it so that all those ends will fray and they'll rag out for me. And then it's done. I get to ship it. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Nice. Bye, Lisa Colovi. We love you.
Bye, Lisa. I like the comment that Drops put up that her that the parents were well-rounded. They made sure we could knit, crochet, or change a tire regardless of gender.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Yeah, I want to teach Z how to crochet.
My son can still crochet, but I'm having issues with my granddaughter. She just doesn't have the ability to sit long enough to really take that direction yet. She's very ADD.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to force it. But I did. I'm gonna be dropping a video soon of my granddaughter and I making soup. Ooh, that's a good soup one to put in the soup thing. But I've got a little snippet of her with me teaching her how to snap the beans. And I'm just gonna make a video of just grandmother teaching granddaughter how to snap beans. And it was just so precious. I loved it.
So soup thing, what is that?
Somebody mentioned a soup collaboration earlier, I think,
Leanne, September.
for September. That would be a good one to put up for
Ooh,
September.
are you okay?
Wrong tube.
Oh,
All right. You're,
I hate
you're talking, so you're breathing. That's good.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
so Nisi was
do. I
asking
hate-
about the barn quilt. The barn quilt's almost done. There's parts that are too high for me to reach. I don't feel comfortable being here on the farm alone in case I slip and fall. So
Yeah.
Papa Jim's been helping me, and I put up one video of him helping me with the higher ones. But I didn't have him help me the last week or so because he had surgery on his foot. So I'm not
Okay.
going to ask him to go up on there, but it's almost done. It's taken me longer than I thought it was going to, but
Wow.
it's going to be beautiful when it's done.
That's exciting.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I am going to learn how to use my sewing machine, but I really love piecing everything together by hand. I really enjoyed making that quilt 100% by hand. But I think when I do the bigger blankets, I'm definitely going to want to use at least my machine to piece everything, and then I'll hand quilt the batting. But
Right.
Hi,
for
Ginger Ninja.
smaller projects, I don't mind doing it 100% by hand. I find it very therapeutic. It calms me. It's very
Hi,
calming.
Bruce.
Grounded.
Yeah.
And
I'm
now-
going to teach Z how to hand stitch because I think hand stitching is a very important skill to have.
And Mountain Grandma, I saw that you said who's doing the September collab, and I know Mennonite Farmhouse is a part of it, so you could probably go to her channel to learn about it. And everybody, Mennonite Farmhouse is almost to 1K, so if you want to check out an amazing channel, go check her out. She does some really amazing stuff over there.
So
Fellas?
Mennonite Farmhouse said if you comment, you'll be in a drawing on that September. But Mennonite Farmhouse, can we hashtag it and join it as well if we've got a soup video? Do you know?
I'm waiting. Michael was saying I never crocheted, and he was talking about the sewing machine and home ec. You know how many men's knitting circles there are now these days?
There's a lot. I
There's a
actually watch a
lot.
couple on YouTube. I know a couple of them on YouTube that I watch, and they're fun to watch. Them guys, man. One
You
of
know, when
them,
you think
his
about
name's
it-
Al, and he's a Navy. He's actually still in the Navy, and he does lives, and he sits there and he knits and he crochets and just hangs out.
Well, think
it's-
back in the day, way back in the day. You know, 1500s. The men were the ones who crocheted and fixed all of the fishing nets.
Yep.
It was
Yeah,
a
they
manly
crocheted
thing.
fishing nets. Yeah.
It was a manly thing. So somewhere it got lost and it became more of a female thing, and it was looked down on if a man actually did that. And now they're picking it back up and realizing that it's, remember Rosie Greer, I think, used to do needlepoint and he got made fun of. But there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with, being that Renaissance man and doing all these things.
Yep.
Me too, Baroque cowgirl. Me too.
Ooh, 17 away.
I'm gonna put up her link. Give me a minute.
Oh, you know what, Mennonite Farmhouse? I don't think I'm one of your followers. I need to come over to your channel, especially since you're a fellow quilter. Us crafty folk gotta keep together.
Gotta stick together.
That's right.
I
love
people. I just opened my iPad and it was still on the ending screen of Laura's live last night.
That was.
I love watching people create with their hands.
Yeah.
I don't know why I could sit and watch someone create for hours. Doesn't even have to have any talking or no.
Lisa and I were discussing earlier about I'm going to be painting some more smaller barn quilts And I might as well just go live and people can just watch me paint if it's
Oh, I
cathartic or just something quiet.
that. Are you kidding me?
I would love it.
You don't even
So
have
I'm going to do that.
you don't even have to talk. You could just be quiet and just do your thing and I would watch.
See, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
That's a good idea.
I'm trying to
There's an autistic artist that I watch. He does a painting every day and he uploads his videos.
That's
And
amazing.
I watch them. I find it so satisfying. In Lori's world, if you're in here lurking, this is for you, honey. I love when she records herself pouring paint, and she has not posted a new one yet. And I know her winter season's starting here soon. So Lori's world, Free Hanley wants to see you pour paint over the winter, honey.
Isn't it amazing the things that just really just soothe us?
Oh, I don't know what it is, but I love watching her pour paint.
Louie, Mennonite Farmhouse, I am already subscribed, so I can't get you closer on that little 17 mark.
All right,
You
so I
already
need
got
to
me.
check. I need it.
Oh
I
my
will promise
gosh.
I will come over and make sure that I'm following you.
First video on June 3rd and already ready to hit 1,000. That is amazing. Well
That
done.
It's awesome.
It's amazing. Look, wait a minute. Yeah. Because she cooks killer food. That's why.
That's awesome.
People love food, man.
And Leanne is awesome.
Note to self.
Oh,
cook
good.
more
You got her link posted. Okay, cool.
Yep. How'd your live go last night, Laura? I'm sorry I missed it.
It went really well. I was shocked. It was like I went live because I was looking for Courtney's live, and so I had a really busy Sunday, so I didn't get the message that she wasn't going live last night. And so I went over and I was on my computer because I have to go on my computer to go in her live. And I went on there and I'm like, like 2 weeks ago, I put in to go live. And I'm like, I wonder if that works now. So I did it. And then people just started showing up and I'm like, oh, hi, everybody. So it was pretty awesome.
That's cool. I was on.
I think the title she had on there was testing live. And I'm like, oh, she's on? Laura's on?
Yeah.
And it turned out great for being a testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was on Melody because I usually am on Melody at Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It on Sundays.
I was on hers for a little bit too.
Yeah.
I was sharing with Lisa the other day what a blessing it is that we find ourselves in a spot where we can't catch everybody.
Yeah.
We've got such a community that we want to, but we can't catch everybody.
I know.
I just have to say that Melody, that chick can grow some
she
stuff.
Woo!
Holy cow. When she was starting her seedlings at the beginning of the year for the growing season, I couldn't believe all the starters she had. And then when she did her whole garden by hand and started it over and had all that soil brought in, and she had all those garden boxes that she made, my mind just went, that girl can garden, y'all.
She can.
Cha-cha love, do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
She's gifted. She's a very gifted gardener for sure.
Agreed. And Cha-cha, I was going to respond to you too. I mean, the bottom line is, do you? It doesn't have to be homesteading.
Right.
You know, people will support you. And I mean, that's a big thing on YouTube as well. So just do it. And, you know,
Cha-cha,
sorry.
I will tell you that my youngest daughter, who is in college, she watches people on YouTube do makeup application. She loves to watch people do that, and then she likes to try to do what they do. So
yeah, don't pigeonhole yourself into just homesteading. Branch out and do you.
Branch out. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, my channel is a mishmash of stuff. I have all different kinds of stuff on my channel.
I do too. I'm basically just sharing my family, and it happens to be around homesteading mostly.
Yep. So Cha-Cha, you said that Umberto was put on a breathing machine. The poor guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
It's
horrible.
so sad.
Hmm.
Ugh. This whole thing has
Oh
got me.
no. Oh God, no.
What I miss?
Yep. So sad.
I can't pronounce it, Lisa. Humberto?
Oh, Umberto.
Umberto.
I thought you were saying, "Oh no," about something else that I just missed. But
No,
yeah.
he was put on a ventilator.
Mm-hmm.
So sad. Prayers for him.
I hate hearing that. Well, we'll be praying. Hey,
Absolutely.
Joy, best life.
Hey, Joy.
Hey, Joy.
Welcome, welcome. Oh, I keep going to click and then it moves on up. Yeah, no kidding. I agree with you. And people do need to feel a connection, Leanne. Definitely.
Yeah, especially during these times where, I mean, I was talking to a few people, and there's lots of people that just feel like they need to stay home, and that have health issues and stuff like that. And I don't go out much because of my kiddo,
Uh-huh.
and my foster kid, and so it's nice to connect with people and
It
actually,
is.
Yeah, for sure.
So
When
Well,
I
I
get
connect-
off the farm, I'm like a dog hanging out the window. I'm so excited to get off the farm.
I know in the same way. Like, we've been going.
I
out.
connect. What is this?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, you go ahead. You go first.
No, you go.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
I love you more.
After you. No, after you. But I love you better.
No, when I get it's like that, pretty much, Lisa. It's like a dog, because I don't have a babysitter ever. I don't, any of that stuff. So when he's in school, it's my wow time.
Yeah.
And I find myself not
Exactly.
going out. But, that's the way it goes.
I can remember having young children and the first time I actually got out and to go out and be with other adults. And all of these women were talking about things, and all I could talk about was Sesame Street. It was all I knew.
Right.
I had no adult topics to talk about.
I know.
So out of my
I've
element.
so been there. No,
It's like,
I connect.
Have you seen the latest Barney episode?
I remember Barney.
I remember all the songs from that. Oh my goodness.
Little man used to love the Wiggles. Y'all remember the Wiggles?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, y'all. I'm having issues with my hair. It won't stay up.
Yeah,
I
me
connect
too.
better on YouTube. I don't do, that's one of my challenges being autistic is I have a hard time connecting face to face with people, but I am working on it. Mr. Handsome and I are working in Awanas at our church right now, and I'm teaching the junior hires. And the pastor's wife has taken a special interest in me because I was best friends with her mother before her mother left me and went back to Kentucky. And so she's like, I know you're introverted and I know you have these challenges, but we're gonna get you connected. I'm like, okay.
Whether you like it or not.
Exactly. She's like, we're gonna work this out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. So I got voluntold that I was gonna help out in Awanas this year.
Voluntold. I love it.
Old.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
I've never heard that before. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You never heard voluntold?
No.
I've never
Really?
heard
Wow.
I think it's because most of my life I just volunteered. Nobody had to tell me to do anything. I would just jump in. Pickle eating contest, I'm there. You don't have to volunteer me for anything. I'll do it.
I'm pretty game with most.
Well, and it's funny because Phyllis, she got to know me really well. She's the only person that got to know me in my church really well. And I don't know, we just had like this instant connection, like we've known each other for years. And she's a lot older than me, but I've always had friends that were a lot older than me. And she's like, she goes, I find it so interesting. I get to watch you on YouTube and you're a whole different person. And then I get to watch you in church and you don't say anything to anybody. You're just like this little cute wallflower. She's like, it's like two totally different personalities. She goes, it throws me for a loop.
Huh.
And I just looked at her and I said, welcome to autism.
Have a great day, Michael, at the Green Acre. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Michael.
Hi,
I had to sit back.
Michael.
I've been sitting forward for 2 hours and 15 minutes. My back was spasming. It's like, I just got to kick back.
Oh my gosh, girl. You got to sit back and relax.
We got a new guest. Wait till you see who's coming on. You ready?
Yes. Who is it? Who is it?
Leanne!
Hi.
Oh, yay.
Hi.
Leanne.
How are you?
I'm great. Except for this
Leanne,
cold.
I might have missed earlier if you answered. I just did that soup video. It's going to drop Thursday. Can I hashtag it for something for September to be in the collaboration?
To be part of that, you had to been signed up before September 1st.
Okay.
But if you make it, I'll put it in my playlist for September.
Okay.
That way you
it's
get
dropping
some
Thursday. I'll hashtag it. I'll edit it and I'll hashtag it somehow, and I'll make sure you get it.
No worries, Ginger Ninja. Do what you got to do. We like to be laid back lives.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so much
Why
better
am I
just laying
echoing?
back like this.
This is my spot. I'm like the Sheldon of our house. From Big Bang Theory, I'm Sheldon. This is my spot. This is my chair. This is my throne right here. Yes. This is my favorite place to be.
Because it makes my double chin more prominent. I like sitting forward.
Oh, yeah.
But I just can't.
You know what? I embrace my double chin now. I'm
Leanne is frozen. And what a great, somebody screenshot that.
Poor Leanne.
She's hard.
Oh
no.
And we lost her. She's like, nobody's screenshotting anything. I'm out.
I broke Cowgirl's back. She thought she was going. Hubby is gone on the golf cart and I'm not walking. I don't blame you. Here, Leanne, I'll put the link again so you can come back up because we would love to have you up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Leanne. She's just awesome. She's got the best sense of humor.
Which is important.
Yes, it is.
Important quality.
Totally. I think it was Friday when there's so much going on. And it was funny because I thought Country Mama said something about I thought somebody said they love my kitchen. My kitchen is a nightmare.
I loved your kitchen cabinets, the white cabinets that were in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might not like your entire kitchen, but I thought the beautiful cabinets were noteworthy.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were talking about Leanne's kitchen. So I was totally confused.
No, I was talking about your kitchen.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's they're mismatched. We have 3 different countertops for crying out loud. You know what I mean? People added on, people repaired and all that stuff. And we just did the windows. So we're not gutting tonight. So, but it's going to get gutted at one point. You there, Leanne?
You can take those cabinets and make a summer kitchen somewhere.
My back itches.
We heard
doing like the bear thing.
We can see you, Leanne.
Everything's echoing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Do you have YouTube running?
I probably do. So should I exit out of
Mute it.
Either mute it or exit out. Ooh, I should get up and show y'all our beautiful pumpkins we got yesterday. Y'all want to see them? They're too heavy for me to pick up. Y'all want to see them?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, at least one of them's too heavy.
Great.
All right.
Am I back?
Yeah.
You're back.
Is the echo gone for you?
No, it's still there.
Oh, I hear someone's dog.
It's not mine.
No, mine.
Diesel snoring.
Oh, is that what I'm hearing? It's probably
Here.
Diesel that I'm hearing.
Here. I got the remote here. He's snoring.
All
Be
right.
careful, Drops, going out there to feed them chickens.
Yeah, be careful. Hey, outdoors
Who
with
has
Big
a
Mac.
taco truck kitchen? A taco
Oh,
truck
we lost
kitchen would be
Leanne
fun.
again.
That would be fun.
Okay,
Wow.
Drops. Don't fall in the coop cage.
Oh,
Y'all see
pretty.
him?
Oh, beautiful.
I like this one because it's weird shaped, and I thought, what a cool face that would make.
I have one.
Yeah, it would.
That's
This-
beautiful.
The small one is Z's, this one's mine, and that one's Mr. Hanson's.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I love pumpkins, y'all. I'm obsessed with pumpkins.
I like
Pumpkins
love-
and sunflowers.
I do too. We pulled our pumpkins, didn't work out.
What were you doing?
Leanne, we got you back.
You were caught red-handed. Bad girl.
Yeah. The dog's
No.
life backwards
Me?
law, exactly.
I didn't do
My-
it.
She got into my bowl. You better not get gas now.
That's funny, Baroque.
Yeah.
We were making videos last night in the summer kitchen, and chickens were laying eggs, and you could hear the chickens laying eggs while we were making a video.
Yossi, my kitchen when we moved in, they kept adding cabinets. So like the hardware is mismatched and all this stuff. Some of it didn't have any. And I bought some at Habitat for Humanity just to get through. So I put some on. So they're all mismatched. And they were doing the windows the other day. And the guy said something about the kitchen, like, oh, I'm really sorry. We hit one of your cabinets or something like that. And I said, did you see my kitchen? And he started laughing. He goes, yeah, I did, but I wanted to be polite.
That's funny.
But yeah, he was pretty funny. But Yossi, yeah, when we moved in, they had there was a cabinet on the end, and it said had black marker written on it. It was like phone books and some other stuff. So I took white paint and I just went like that.
They were organized.
Very, very. Thankfully, they didn't do it on every door. But
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I had a friend. I loved her to death, but
no worries, Mountain Grandma.
she was so OCD that she had everything labeled. I mean, you could open the cupboard and see where the key was, because she was so well organized too. It was all straight and rows and everything. So it was very easy to see what was in there, but it was labeled too. And then like if you had coffee and it looked like it was running low, you better hold on to your cup because it was going to end up in the dishwasher.
Oh, wow.
Even knew it.
I have to get my notepad because that reminds me of a story I want to tell on my life. I keep trying to write these things down.
No worries, Lori at LG. We totally get it. Leanne, we got your back. Is it better?
No, it's not.
Oh.
I think it's because of my internet speed on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is. Because I have you on Safari, and I've checked the mic, and I don't know what else to do.
I find that StreamYard works better on Chrome instead of Safari.
Huh. I've used it on Safari. The only one I've used it on is Safari, and it seems to have worked out pretty good. That's funny. What is she doing now?
She got
Right
something.
down.
You!
I got my pad of paper because somebody said something that made me remind me that I need to tell a story on
OCD.
Wednesday.
Maybe she had to go find her
And
glasses.
in that 10 seconds it took me to get my pad of paper, I forgot what it was.
OCD. Was it about my OCD story? About your OCD story?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mountain Grandma, happy birthday to your grandson.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Hey, Leanne. Guess
Yeah.
what? She's
What?
like, yeah. Wait.
Nah.
What are you at?
Okay, I got a
986.
986. Oh, no. We lost her again.
She passed out cold because she was so excited at 986. She just fell off the screen.
Cut it out.
I can tell you right now, if we ever hit the goal, I will be passed out. Like, Country Mama will hear me screaming, and Niecy will hear me screaming, and heck, Laura will hear me screaming all the way over there.
Are you kidding? We're going to be screaming right along with you.
Yeah.
Oh, it crashed on you. Leanne is in Pennsylvania. She's at 986, everybody. If you
No, she's not. She's at 987 now.
Ooh,
Nice.
987. 987, Leanne.
Mennonite.
Guys, go check out the Mennonite Farmhouse. I'm going to put her link up. She is so close to 1K. Let me put her link up here.
Let me see.
987. Unbelievable, Leanne. So excited.
Speaking of 1K, I am looking for donations for my 1K party once I get there. So
Okay.
just keep that in the back of your mind. And my plan is, instead of y'all sending it to me, whoever wins it, you can just send it directly to the winner.
Okay.
That's what a lot of my friends did on their 1Ks. I'm like, man, that's such a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
and I'm starting on that doll this week, you guys. I'm very excited. It's going to be so cute.
That's
And
awesome.
I think I might include some crocheted pumpkins in my giveaway too.
Those are always nice.
And I'm also thinking about doing a leaf garland, a fall leaf garland, crocheted garland.
Oh, that would be great.
Either that or a spinner where you hang it up outside and it spins in the wind. Those are neat too. So I got a couple of ideas because I have seeds I can give away, but I don't have a whole lot of seeds.
Hey, Donna. That's cool though. I think it's great.
And I don't have a lot of money to be spending on, gift cards. So I gotta be creative.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how I'm
absolutely.
Because,
I don't bring in an income, so for me to say, hey, Papa Jim, go buy a gift card.
Yeah, me too. I don't bring in an income either. And I won't until I get my hip replaced and I can actually walk again.
Yep.
And actually be on my feet for more than a couple of minutes at a time. So
I won't be bringing in an income soon. I have resigned.
Oh, you did? Okay. I knew you were thinking about it, but I hadn't gotten an update if you had.
Yep. I am part-time now because I'm helping them out. So I work 3 days a week. But this past year, even before my mom passed, we had been doing a lot of talking about it, and life is too short. So I won't have an income soon. And we've just decided that I'm going to run the farm business and the YouTube stuff and all that and do stuff that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is important.
Mm-hmm. That's a good income to have right there.
Well, Mr. Hanson would like for me to wait to go back to work after Z gets into junior high. He doesn't want Z to have to be in a daycare. And two, when I do go back to work, he's been spoiled now, so he doesn't want me to work full time because he wants those good dinner cooking meals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And before, when I worked full time, well, I was supervising 52 people. I would never take that kind of a job again. But I was just too tired to do anything. I wasn't worth anything by the time I got home. I basically got home and literally crashed and burned every night. And we moved here so that wouldn't happen anymore because it was really rough on our marriage and on our family.
Yeah.
So
thanks, Donna.
Quality of life is important. It's not always about money,
You got to find that balance.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like I'm commuting 20 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm commuting 20 hours a week. I leave at 6:30. I don't get home till 6 every day. And it's really, I mean, and plus I'm going to be honest, if my fate is going to end up like my mom's, I'm going to live my life now. So that's what we decided, that I would retire from the working world and work on the farm business and, selling eggs and meat and the farm stand kind of thing.
Made me think of another story to tell.
Mr. Hanson said I can get chickens once I have my surgery and I've been through physical therapy and I can actually get out there and take care of them and clean the coop and stuff. So
nice.
My dream of having chickens has to be put on hold for now. But I will have chickens here eventually.
And meanwhile, you can live vicariously through all of the other chicken people.
And
Yep.
that's what I do. I watch your all's chicken videos. I love it. The best videos I love is when they're eating because I like seeing their little feet scratch on the ground. And I like watching them walk. They're just so freaking cute. Chickens
Yeah,
are
they
so cute. They are. They're cute. Except for the meat birds. The meat birds are not cute.
No.
But
Nope.
the other chickens are really cute. And some of the feathers are so pretty.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. The
We have a little
coloring on the chickens.
little bantam rooster, and he's just adorable. His coloring is wonderful.
Roosters crack me up because they remind me of my husband at certain times.
A lot of people get the little bantam rooster for their flock because they're so small they don't hurt the chickens as much, or
This one was gifted to us.
oh, okay.
So we brought home a barred rock
Yeah.
rooster and a little bantam rooster because my neighbor down the way, she says, I don't have time for all these chickens. Come get a couple. I said, okay. So they came here to live the rest of their lives. You know, the bigger rooster probably would have ended up in a crock pot somewhere.
Yeah.
But so he came here. He'll hang out for a while for the rest of his life.
No, I did not see that, cowgirl. What is that exactly? What's
Well,
a hair?
Take care of your hair and keep it from untwisting, it looks like.
What does a hair screw look like? Well, when I didn't see the word hair. I just saw the word. I'm like, she puts screws in her hair. How does that work? Y'all, Free Hanley doesn't know how to read sometimes. Yeah, because I mean, my hair is so heavy. Rubber bands won't even keep it up.
Yeah.
And you know those they look like round combs. You see them advertised all over the place, and you put them in your thing and you do this. My hair's too heavy for those too.
Wow.
It falls right out. Even when I had my layers in my hair is so thick, and then it's also very coarse. Like the strands are thick, and then I have a lot of it, and it's just too heavy.
I'm still thinking chickens, and she said she had her layers in her hair. I was like, what are your chickens doing in your hair?
Tasha said she saw a llama on our way from the ranch, and now I need one to take care of my future goats. Yeah, there's a goat farm here, Chacha, and it's funny, they have llamas in there to protect the goats.
Are alpacas like a cousin of the llama? Because alpacas look a lot like llamas, I think.
I think so too. I don't know though.
I don't know
Chacha,
what the differences are, but there are some minor differences. But yes, I believe they're the same family.
Chacha, if you guys can work a way for you to be able to retire and do that and take care of your animals, I say go for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely go for
James
it.
says no.
He
James
said
is
no
like, I'm
llamas.
on to you, woman. No llamas.
That's what you guys get for being in the same
Yeah.
in the same chat.
I struggle with animals, but my husband doesn't because
I've got to find a better way to sit, guys. I really do, because look at this. I promise they're not that big.
Just
The way I'm sitting, I look like wow.
move
Check
the
out what Country
computer.
Mama's got going on there.
Here, move the computer. You can adjust.
Well,
There you go.
I'll look at my mad cow.
Cold Blue James is here.
It went from oh wow, mad
Cold
cow.
blue.
mad cow.
Cold blue.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, you can have some donkeys. They're really great to protect your animals too.
E3 has an Easter egger rooster.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
That is cool.
I'm getting a rooster. I can't remember what kind it is.
Not simply, I don't know why I have Jan on the brain. Gal, my sissy-in-law Gal, they got a rooster gifted to them, and he's a pretty handsome fella. But I don't remember what breed he was, Yogi. Is Gal here still? Wasn't she here a minute ago? Yeah, they got a rooster that was gifted to them, and it's a really handsome looking rooster with beautiful feathers.
They are beautiful.
I know, Cha-Cha. I love the mini goats. Love, love, love
Yep.
them. And I hear they give good milk too, and the milk is tasty.
Oh, wow.
My sister has a mini goat.
I want a Nigerian so bad.
I had a Nigerian dwarf. Beautiful.
I want a
one.
Nubian. I'm still up in the air, though. I keep saying I want goats, but then I don't know. There's like a nagging thing in the back of me where I'm like,
Colonel.
but I just, in the back of my head, I'm just like, I'm not going to eat my goats, Cha-Cha.
Yeah, me neither. I'll drink the milk. Maybe try make some goat cheese.
That's what I wanted to do. That's why I want a Nubian. I hear they have a higher cream content. Love roasted goats.
Love to have a goat.
You know, we've thought about getting sheep actually, Sweet Pea. So that's why I'm not jumping into the goats like I usually do. Usually I just tell Ryan that I've texted somebody.
You guys see that cowboy?
Yep.
You know what? If I
Is that
knew
handsome
how
cowboy?
to spin my own yarn, I would totally get me some sheep. And then I would sell yarn on Etsy and dye it and sell it like my friend Spring does and my friend Daniel does, who lives in England. He makes the most beautiful yarn. I wish I could afford his yarn, but I can't.
Hey, Andale. Hi, Nancy, our treasured home.
And Adele is in here. I love her so much.
Andale anybody can come up. We got 2 spots left, so I'm
I
going
was
to
going to
post the
say,
link.
Sweet Pea Farm makes it a good point. I mean, goats are really hard to contain. They get out. They're destructive. I love them. I love them, love them, love them. But boy, we had such a hard time trying to keep everybody reined in.
Yeah, Sweet Pete, my friend Spring, she actually has her own channel. She said she can teach me how to spin once I get everything I need to do it, but I got to come up with the money to be able to buy what I need to do it. So it's going to be a while.
Yeah, yeah.
But she goes on lives and she spins, and I love to I could sit there with a bowl of, and I've done this. I've sat there with a bowl of popcorn with Parmesan cheese on it and just sat and watched her spin on her lives and just ate popcorn while she spinned her yarn.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
People watch movies. I watch people spin yarn.
There you go.
I like movies.
I keep thinking about, I want to get a different animal, and obviously we're limited. So I'm trying to think of, what we can get. And it's funny because I've thought about the goat thing, and then I'm like, I'm not dealing with them getting out and all that stuff. And I said, we'll see. Because, the Cooney pigs.
Sheep just stay there. Goats venture.
Yeah. And like the Cooney pigs, I mean, Sherman and the ladies, they don't go anywhere. I could let them out and they'll walk around.
Yeah.
I love the name. I love the name Sherman. That's just the perfect name ever.
All your piggies.
Sherman.
Sherry.
Hey, Yogi, I meant to ask you, are you close to I-90? What highway are you close to?
About an hour.
I'm going to be taking a road trip. Well, I'm planning a road trip with Z, and I'm going to be going through I-90 and working my way to New York.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be visiting people as I go, and then visiting people again as I come back. And I was trying to plan it so I would be going through your direction, because I didn't get to make it to see you this year like I wanted to. Time just went like that. It was crazy.
It did. Yeah. As long as it's not a day I'm working, because if I'm working, I'm kind of stuck. I can't leave. But
well, I would let you know way in advance when I was going to be hitting the road. And then I've got to decide, do I want to use my Yukon and put all those miles on the truck, or do I want to rent a vehicle? I'm leaning towards renting a vehicle, because I don't want to put all that mileage on the truck, because the Yukon's not exactly young. It's a 2004.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
Plus it's a gas guzzler.
Yeah. I'm thinking of getting more Coonies, Sweet Pea. I'm thinking about it.
Joy spinned wool in school when she was a kid.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
E3, we're planning on breeding our pigs next year. Joy, how are you feeling? I don't know if y'all saw she has a fracture in her foot.
She
saw
does, yes. And she's still in a lot of pain. And aren't you going to see a what is that doctor called, Joy? She's seeing a specialist, I think. I thought that was today that you were supposed to see a specialist, Joy.
Pastime's getting next one is pigs, I think.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I love me some bacon. I do.
Hey, Raquel, we're your closest. That's awesome. I think my closest that we talk to all the time is Country Mama. Well, no, wait a minute. Nisi, how many hours are you away? You're pretty far, right? Like 8 hours?
It would take me a day to get to you. But yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
going to be going through South Dakota. I could go through North Dakota, but I like their route through South Dakota better, I think.
Okay. Yeah, they so I've got Nisi on one side of me and I've got Country Mama on the other.
It's a Lisa sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah, North Dakota is just in the way. That's it. You want to know the craziest thing? Erin at Bramble Hill, it's like she's closer to me than me driving to North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Joy said she's got the orthopedic doctor tomorrow.
Orthopedic. Thank you. Why couldn't I think of that?
Ooh,
Y'all,
nice
I have fog brain from menopause. I'm telling you. It's worse than baby brain.
Oh, I know. I'm
It's
like,
horrible.
what was that word? It was just right there.
I do it. I deal with it every day.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Lisa, thanks for dropping by while you're having lunch.
Have a good day, Lisa. I hope lunch was tasty.
Rapid City is about an hour from us, Raquel. So if you put in Rapid City.
I was pointing at that cowboy earlier because that's my biological dad that I met
Oh,
when I
nice.
was 43.
Oh,
Isn't he handsome? Like the
He is
marble
handsome.
man.
I like the facial hair. I love facial hair on a man. I don't know what that's about.
So
I do too, as you
As
can
long
tell
as
by
there's no
the.
maggots in it, we're good.
I do too, if you couldn't tell by, Mr. Mustache. Hey, Drops, are you talking about oh my gosh. He's saying Mike's, but I can't remember. It's something acres. Let me look
Green
it up.
Acres? Is it Green
No,
Acres?
he's in North Dakota.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm looking at, I know the name. Bonded Oak Acres, is that who Mike is you're talking about? I didn't know his first name.
Somebody remind me, Drops Family Garden, their names.
I need to start writing down names.
Yeah, we are Ginger Ninja. Oh wow, 10 hours away. That's not bad.
$7:45 at night in Israel.
Wow.
PM. Yep.
I can hear Diesel snoring.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like my husband.
I couldn't even move the blanket because he's been snoring on it, so I couldn't pick it up.
I like how he's got his little nose tucked into the blanket.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get closer. Hang on.
I used to have a Boston Terrier that sounded like a little machine.
You hear him? This is quiet.
Sweet boy.
He's so cute.
I got you, Drops. It's all right. I'll
Got
just
you,
call
Drops.
Drops.
I thought somebody's tummy was growling. It's good to know that the mic picks up that, so I'll have to make sure I don't do something else.
Right. I got this one snoring next to me.
Oh,
That's
where's Norman?
Norman. Where is Norman?
I
Norman,
love
where are you?
Norman.
Oh, there he is. He's sitting in Daddy's chair. He stole his heat pad. He likes.
Agreed, Ginger Ninja.
Hey, Big Matt. Have a great day.
Have a great day, Matt. Thanks for being here.
What Ginger Ninja's saying, that's why I got my P.O. box in a
There
different
he is.
town.
Yep.
Yes. That's
Sounds
why we
good,
got a
Rochelle.
P.O. box too.
Yeah, that's why we got a P.O. box. Hey, Norman. I love that dog.
Sweetie. Say hi. You say hi to everybody. Yeah.
He's such a little love bug.
He is a little love bug. He's my cuddle muffin.
Hi, Norman.
I was watching last night with Laura Brampton was on, but I can't remember her name now.
Rochelle.
Thank you.
Oh, I should have got a pad and paper. Lisa knows.
I've got the brain retention of a
Yeah,
goldfish.
I'm great at remembering details about stuff, but names just go out the window. It's like, oh my goodness.
absolutely, Chris. You are handsome.
I like that hat he was wearing the other day when he was outside of work. That was a nice hat.
I got to catch up on their channel.
I was sitting there going, what's a PO box? Like a PO box? What's he talking about? Now I get it.
I couldn't believe all the stuff that I had to do to get the P.O. box because I did it under a business name. So it was, I just had to send proof. Thankfully, people sent me stickers, and everything. Because what had happened is I don't want, it's a small post office box and town, and I didn't want my personal mail going to the box because I can't get to the box all the time now. And so that's what I was worried about. So I had this conversation with her. So anyway, we just put Yogi Hollow Farm on it. Bye, Lori. Have a great day. And so I had to show like an address, a piece of mail that I got to a physical address and all this. I was like, geez.
I wonder why I didn't have to do all that.
Because you were doing it under your name, right? Personal name?
No, I didn't. I actually did it under Freehandly Made.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I had to show my driver's license and just whatever I could find in my purse. They're like, okay, fine.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I found.
Hey, Eric Premjan.
I had more difficulty getting them to agree with me to let me video some of the woodwork inside the post office because it's so beautiful. And I forget who it was. I think it might have been Michael from the Green Acre. He said, just go when there's nobody there. It's like, okay. So I went the other day and I took a whole bunch of video inside because they do have beautiful woodwork.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did want to share with you guys something really neat. I'll be doing a video on it soon. Is if you haven't gone over to Gail's for couponing with Gail, she had.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
And I won the thing where she sends out your name to all these places for coupons, and that's why I got one of the main reasons I got the box. And we added it up the other day, and just in free stuff, we're at about $75 of free stuff.
Wow.
And then about $40 in coupons for taking off of stuff. So I'm going to be doing a video on that soon. But
that's cool.
Oh yeah, she would love to see that.
Yeah,
It'll make her heart happy.
It just seems like I just can't make enough videos. It's just if I do nothing.
I'll tell you guys, my sissy-in-law, man, she can teach you how to save some money. I am not kidding. That girl is thrifty.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is.
I got to see her in action when they were here visiting and we were going to the thrift stores. That girl can find some deals.
Absolutely.
I used to love couponing. That was my full-time thing when the kids were little, is I would coupon. And I had some good days for couponing, but I haven't done it in so long. It's just not the same as it used to be. But, I'm happy that she did that because it's kind of got me back into that mode again.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I need to get in that mode.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing a collaboration. I emailed Gail and I asked her to do a collaboration with me on it for something I want to do about coupons. And I'm waiting to hear back from her.
Yeah, I saw that too, Drops. I keep getting emails about pickup spots, and this is crazy. Rochelle.
You're
Hi, Brenda.
Yeah.
me.
Well, you know, I mean, because Amazon, they do their Prime, and, you know, let's face it, everybody uses the heck out of it, right? I mean, I order it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the good side of that deal.
Too.
Same.
Yeah, shipping is. And guys, just a reminder, Gail Southern Living is having Crazy Ed on her live tonight to talk about the truckers
nice.
strike. So I just want, she was in here earlier and said that I want to make sure everybody knows it. And Leanne is at 988.
It was so crazy because Mr. Handsome and I were on a live last night, and there was my husband and two other truckers were talking back and forth, and none of them knew about the strike. And the other two, they're cross country drivers, over the road drivers, and they were like, "How do we not know about this?" I'm like, "I don't know how you guys don't know about this. You guys are over the road." Mr. Handsome's just a dedicated route driver. So I could see how my husband didn't know about it, but you two didn't know about it? What's wrong?
Yeah.
They didn't know about it.
You pair that with the fact that there are, I don't know how many tankers off the coast right there in Long Beach in California. They're just sitting there. They're not able to come in and get all of their load off of all of how many hundreds and hundreds of shipping containers are just sitting out there, not coming in.
Yep.
So between that and the truckers, just make sure you guys are ready.
Yeah, for sure.
990 or 989 now because my husband just subscribed.
989. She's almost there.
Great job.
Because it's on the TV, so
I'm gonna...
we'll get everybody subscribed in the house.
Oh, she's at 992, it says now.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could break that 1,000 during this live? That would be fun.
That's what I'm hoping.
That would be fun. Yeah, what time is Gail's live tonight? Raquel wants to know.
I want to hear about her channel.
What's that?
Isn't it 7:00 Central, Yogi Farm?
I gotta look. I don't know.
Y'all, I should know. She's my sister-in-law, but you see me sitting here not knowing, right?
Yeah. Well, I usually don't catch it
I'm
because
horrible
when I'm
at times.
working, I can't catch it. And then when I've been home, I've been doing such stuff. So I gotta look here. It's hard because all the lives that are kind of after dinner in Central Time are during my dinner.
Yeah.
When it's like in Ryan's home and I haven't seen him all day. So it's like, I don't want to interrupt that time.
Exactly.
When East Coasts are doing their, their 8 o'clock or 8:30 lives, I'm in dinner. So it's like, I'm sorry, guys. Or spending time with my husband,
Yeah, that's why I do my lives in the daytime on Wednesday mornings, because.
And I think I'll do the same.
I have to spend time with my hubby. I only get to see him a couple hours. By the time he makes it home, chores are done, dinner, he goes to bed early and I don't get to spend much time with him.
Right. What I thought was really interesting about my live yesterday is just how many people are actually investigating and researching about all that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Brampton, Rochelle, it's Mennonite Farmhouse is almost at 1,000.
Whoa.
Oh, I see. Rolling with Raquel answered it. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to look up Gail's time, but I don't. Maybe it's on her community page.
I think she hits me at right around dinner time. Gail does.
I want to say I think she starts at 5 my time. So that would mean 6.
6 Central.
Yeah. So go check on Gail. Go to Gail Southern Living.
Yeah, she'll probably have something up that you can hit to a reminder for the scheduled. It's got to be scheduled.
Yeah.
They can hit a reminder.
Yeah, drops. I have not been in a Walmart except for when I picked up Eleanor and Fiona because I forgot to get pee pads. But that's the one time in a year, over a year, that I've been in Walmart. Otherwise, I avoid it. We order from Sam's because we order online and we do it once a month. And we order online and I pick it up and then we're good.
I stopped into a Dollar Tree the other day just to pick up something for something I want to do for one of my videos. And that place looked like it'd been picked over, like there'd been a riot. There was hardly anything in that Dollar Tree. I've never seen a Dollar Tree so understocked. And I'm talking about walking down an aisle and maybe there'd be a spatula hanging, like a spatula. You walk down, there was a placemat. I mean, it was just completely picked over.
$9.93 Mennonite Farmhouse. Okay, Chris, we'll be here. Michelle's like, I work with my hubby. We're happy for a break. Yeah. And
So Our
Nancy,
Treasured Home, what's her name?
Nancy at Our Treasured Home. She's at 391. So close to 400 now. I'll put her link in a minute. And Drops Family Garden is 40 miles from the nearest Walmart. I'm
looking her up on my TV so my husband can subscribe.
I think, about 50 miles from a Walmart.
I'm technically about 20, so it's 40 round trip, but it's one of those little Walmarts. It's not a big Walmart.
Yep.
It's a little one.
Oh, I have all kinds of stores around me and I avoid them like the plague.
Yep. I do too.
I go early in the morning, usually right after I drop Z off to school, because then I have the entire store to myself. And I get my grocery shopping done, and then I come back home. That's what I do. And it works great, because literally, I have the whole store to myself. It's awesome. And then just as I'm checking out, that's when the store starts to get busy. So it's like perfect timing.
Hello, Michelle.
I pick up prescriptions. If I have to get a prescription, I'll run in there. But
I go through drive-through.
I like that I'm at the stage right now where if you put me in a store and said buy anything you want, I'd be like, I don't know what I need, and that's a good feeling to have.
Bob.
Hi, Michelle.
Drops. I'm still working on my pantry from when we had to live off the pantry for 3 months when Mr. Handsome lost his job. So I'm still not caught up on that. And I still got stuff I need to prepare for, especially for this winter. I need to hurry up and get it done because we can get snow in October here. So I gotta get on it.
I could go. We are officially no longer buying meat from the grocery store. So
that's awesome.
Yep, between the chickens that we put
Pork
in
all
there.
the time.
What's that?
I said pork all the time.
Pork.
Pork. I just want to say, I'm in the middle of making lunch actually, but I keep saying these things in the US about like food shortages and there's nothing on the shelves, and I don't know if we're like just behind the times or whatever, but like I went to the grocery store today and the shelves are packed. Things are on sale. I bought the world's largest leeks I'll show you. I'll show you these leeks. They're insane.
She's got to go dig.
The prices are insane. I gotta take a leak.
Prices. Wow, those are big.
Oh, $2.50, $2.50
each
for all of those leeks.
Oh, for all of them.
Wow.
And then I got a pack of 6. No, for all of them. $2.50 for the whole thing. And then I got a pack of 6 limes for $1.
That's good.
I don't know why I can't get it on the screen. Whoa, there we go. And then I went there because I needed to get some chipotle for some pickle I'm doing. And I got a 4-pack. I already took one out because I'm making slaw with it. 4-pack for $1.39.
Wow.
Awesome.
I got my apples for 99 cents a pound.
That's really,
yeah.
in Canada, prices are a little higher usually on
the shelves are packed. The produce is packed, the meat is packed. Like, I don't know if the different system or sorry, my Wi-Fi's bad in the kitchen. Sorry, Gizzy,
Well,
watch out.
we have our
Backwoods,
I'll
that
come back
makes
out
a
to
lot
living room.
more
I have better
sense
Wi-Fi.
because we're not seeing any shortages here either, and our prices are decent. We're not seeing $11 for bacon here. I just bought 2 packs of bacon for $4.50 each.
we are
So,
seeing the prices.
I bought some
increase.
yesterday for $3.47 on sale.
yeah,
$3.47.
Yeah, so we're
Keep in
not-
mind that's Canadian.
Our
I mean,
Two
I'm in
ribeyes.
a rural area of Montana. I'm not in a big city, but even in the biggest city close to us, and I say biggest city in quotations because to me it's not big. I don't even consider it a city. Is Missoula, and the prices there aren't high either. They're pretty decent. So
Yeah, and the
I'm not seeing what a lot of other people are seeing in their area, and I'm thankful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in a huge metropolis, right? Like I'm on the outside of the GTA, which is the greater Toronto region. And we have I think just under or just around 10 million people
yeah.
in like a, 1 hour radius
Mhm.
around Toronto, right? So,
Yeah.
we saw
Um,
2 ribeyes.
we
ribeye
have the
steaks.
giant food terminal. We're getting food shipped in from all over the world. And a lot of it's not coming from, a lot of it does come up from the US, but a lot of it gets shipped up, through just directly from the other countries as well. So I'm just wondering, like, are we going to get a hit because I mean, we do have a lot of US produce and stuff there. I mean, here, Ontario is a huge growing region. Like, we grow a lot of, apples and corn and potatoes and tomatoes, and they do have some big greenhouses set up, but a lot of our stuff still gets imported. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing
Might be
that, if it's
something
going to be
that
just
Crazy
later
Ed
down the
can
road.
answer tonight. Crazy Ed might be able to put some insight on that. What
Might-
to expect with these things coming up.
Yeah, we had 2
Can you hear
ribeye
Gizmo
steaks in the
doing the-
grocery store yesterday for over $40. I saw them. I mean, we
Yeah.
weren't buying them, but we were looking around and
Well,
Brian was like, I can't believe it.
Our meat prices.
we never buy steak anyway because we can never really afford steak, even at the decent prices. But
Our prices.
I mean,
Yeah,
our
beef has gone up.
our
It's been
ribeye,
down
our
a little
ribeye
bit.
steaks are
Like, we
still
got,
like $20-something. So we're not seeing the price hike like a lot of other people are seeing.
We're
no,
seeing
I
the
saw a
price
sirloin
tag.
chip roast today for $10.
Well,
No.
What were you going to say, Laura?
Oh, it's tripled here. It really has. I mean,
Yeah, I don't understand why it's tripling in some areas and not doing really that much of anything in other areas. I mean, we had some price increases. Like, our bread went up $1, but nothing like what some of you guys are experiencing. So I don't understand the inconsistency there.
I wonder.
I don't get it.
Well, I heard that the beef price is
Kyle.
going up because the wheat price went up, but is that only like regionally those wheat prices went up that caused the beef to go
I
up?
don't know.
Like, we have our own beef here in Canada. Out in Alberta, we get our own, we have a lot of beef out there. So I don't know if
In California, they did something with the they made it that the pigs had to be in bigger spaces, which I thought was awesome. I don't mind paying extra for pork if they have more of a living space. The reason why I like to homestead is because I like to give my animals a good life before I process them.
yep.
Right.
And so, I can't do pork, but I mean, it's when I go to Costco, I mean, the prices, we went to Costco and we were going to buy ribs, and we ended up doing a rib video because my mother-in-law is like, I want you guys to make ribs, and we're like, we're not buying ribs, they're way too much. They were just crazy prices, and then we buy a lot more bacon, and it's tripled, and it's just literally tripled.
Why do you think prices are tripling in some areas and other places aren't seeing these high of a price hike?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I find
And
that so weird.
Yeah.
That's what we did, Joy. We also we bought a half cow from a local farmer.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's
So
All right. I
what
just
do
want to
you
say,
think of this? Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for having me up. I got to go finish lunch, and I apologize if I missed anyone's comments because I can't see the comments on my touchpad right now. So if you said hi or you said anything to me and I wasn't ignoring you, I just didn't see it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Alicia.
Oh,
I'm almost
Thank
to
you.
400.
Have a great
so
day,
hopefully I'll
Rochelle.
be joining you guys at the 500 mark soon. So,
yay.
You'll be
I'll
there
toss
before
out
you
your
know
link.
I just crossed 200.
all right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
it.
Bye.
I'm sorry, you guys. My sinuses are all out of whack from all the smoke outside.
Our pricing for our feed for our chickens have doubled.
Wow.
Our pricing for our feed has gone up by almost double as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours hadn't increased. In fact, I heard about the wheat thing and I was worried about grain. And we usually buy for pigs, we buy a pallet at a time
Mhm.
because we have the meat pigs. So we still have quite a bit of feed left over that we feed to the other pigs. But with chickens, I kind of got nervous and I went out and bought like 4 or 5 bags and some turkey all at once because I don't want to be short.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do if I end up being short on feed for them.
Yeah.
Corn and black sunflower seeds. Not the greatest, but
No, but I mean, even if that's not available, I mean, I have to drive, it's 40 miles round trip for me to get feed.
yep.
Right.
If they start feeling the pinch, I've got some stocked
Is
up.
there is there some kind of like people food that you can supplement into their diet that won't hurt them? Like,
Well, all of our people food goes to them. Any leftovers go to them anyways. but
okay,
Hi, James.
It's just a worry.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can give them cat food and dog food and all that stuff, but I don't want to have to do that, but
Right.
I like the we like to give, really good nutritious, full nutrition to
Yeah.
them because that's
Right.
what keeps your animals healthy.
Keeps your animals healthy and keeps you healthier too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a great day, James. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get going. I got some stuff I got to do. I probably should get out of my pajamas before Ryan comes home at lunchtime, and I'm in the same stuff that I was in.
yeah. Me too. And I got to get some laundry done.
Me too.
I got to get some chores done.
I can't
got
believe
I gotta
we've
get
been on
off
2
here,
hours.
too.
Well,
Thanks for having me up. I had a great time
Anytime.
visiting with all y'all.
love it.
Really nice.
Thank
seeing
you,
all
Lisa,
you
for
guys.
having me on this morning. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And Leanne, where are you at? I want to get Leanne's last count. I want her to tell me what number she's at before we go, because I think that's really fun.
It is fun.
994 is what I see.
Wow.
Nice.
Leanne,
Super
you better
close.
text me when you get to 1K.
I've got Our Treasured Home pulled up, and I'm gonna watch several of her videos too, and join her family here in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
Nancy
I
is a sweetheart.
I was already subscribed to her.
Nancy, I can tell you how much support she gave me in addition to a lot of people. But while we were driving down to North Carolina, she was checking in on me, messaging me.
That's awesome.
Sweet, sweet lady.
Nancy, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Very true. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for
All right,
watching. Thanks for
guys.
being
We'll
here.
see y'all.
Bye.
See you guys
Bye.
at
Have a
Gail's
great day.
Gail's house
No, you hang
tonight.
up.
You
I
hang
said, "Hey,
up.
Gales."
No, you hang up.
No, you.
You silly people.
Now I have to shift where I am.
I know. I'm gonna wait. Yossi said bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Over in
everybody.
Israel.
There we go.
Well, this was fun. Thank you so much. It was nice chatting with everybody.
Yes,
Great, great morning. I was glad to have this to wake up to this morning. This was a lot of fun.
me too. And so Leanne said you might hear me from on the East Coast. Yes, we will. Bye, everybody.
look forward
Bye,
to-
Alicia.
When Hubby comes home tonight, I'll have him subscribe.
Sounds good.
So, all right, guys.
All right. Bye.
We'll talk to everybody later. Bye.